Army. It's Tom Zeus with another episode of Shout It Out Loudcast, episode 91, Bakko.
Uh-oh.
Can you believe we gave this guy his own episode title?
I know. Jeez, it's not like we're not even really talking about anything. It's just Bakko.
I just want to leave it out there. It's just like, okay, Bakko.
It's like in Wayne's World when they're in front of that green screen and they're like, look, we're in Delaware.
Okay. Tom, how you doing?
Oh, I'm great, man. It's recording night and with Bakko.
Did you just say, oh, fucking great?
Oh, fucking great.
Oh, fucking great.
So what are we doing tonight here?
So we have a little fun night. We were talking with Bakko for quite some time to get him on. And he runs the Cobras Fire Podcast along with his partner.
Loose Cannon.
Fan of the podcast there, Tom?
Cobras and Fire is great, man. Yeah, we've actually been guests on it because our buddy Bakko is doing a sidecast. So Cobras and Fire, rock metal podcast, great funny show. But he's also doing a sidecast of the top 25 grunge albums as ranked by Rolling Stone. You've been a guest. You did Stone Temple Pilots Purple. I was a guest. I did Screaming Trees, Sweet Oblivion. So he's got that going on. I think the newest episode was Facelift by Alice in Chains.
Which is a 30th, 30th episode anniversary?
Correct. Yep. So
love me some Alice in Chains.
Exactly. So, yep.
Yeah.
It's a good show. And Bakko's obviously a Kiss fan, a lot of Kiss themed things, which is one of the reasons why we're going to have him on tonight.
Yeah, and we can get into that and his Kiss stuff, and since this is our Kiss podcast, and we get into that and why specifically him, other than the fact that he's a fun guy and he cracks us up and we love his podcast. So, but we also have a Kiss podcast, and we broke down last week Monster, Tom.
Yeah, we did a monster-sized episode. I think it was our longest one, and 2 hours and 55 minutes.
Yep.
We always start with our poll, and every time we do an album review episode, the poll is based on that, and it's top 4 songs according to us. And we ask you guys to pick what the best song is. This was kind of an obvious one, but the options were Long Way Down, Back to the Stone Age, Take Me Down Below, and Hello Hallelujah. And of course, no surprise, 53% of the votes were wrong and picked Hello Hallelujah.
I know you're a big fan of Take Me Down Below.
Yeah, no, I like Hello Hallelujah, and that's the hit, quote unquote, off that album. So no surprise that ran away with it. So that was the episode poll for Monster.
Nice, and we got a shit ton of feedback. I can start it off, Tom. I can tell you from YouTube. We got your favorite Marty White.
Oh boy.
During this show, Tom wondered if I write my comments myself. I actually use a ghostwriter, Marty White Plus. Let me explain. Before I write these, I typically take a few tablespoons of Paul Stanley's bolognese sauce. That's enough to boost the creative side of my brain. Sometimes, though, I sprinkle a bit of Star Child's Stardust for extra effect. The Stardust is more expensive than his $18,000 guitar. Luckily, I was good with money when I was young, so at 46, I can squander without trouble. So I can afford it, and it has really made all the difference. You can find Stardust here, and he puts a link to it. PaulStanley.com. Boost your life to live win. It comes with a complimentary mask with a note that says, I pity the fool who don't wear this mask. I wonder if he pays Mr. T a royalty.
Marty, yikes.
Yes. Richard Goad. Guys, relax. No band has ever released an album and calls it shit. It's their job to hype it up regardless of reality. Like you say, they do, in fact, recognize the reality of what they've created by playing so little of it live, even on the Monster Tour. Everybody talks about their album. Nobody fucking talks about it as saying that no one has done a record like this in decades. That is going way above in praising an album that certainly gave them no reason to be that boastful.
I purposely didn't respond to that Twitter comment because I wanted to save it for this.
That's YouTube, Tom.
Oh, I'm sorry, YouTube. And you nailed it. First of all, I love him. Anybody that tells me or Zeus to relax, it's impossible for either one of us to relax. We can't relax, especially when we're talking about Kiss and especially when we're talking about Monster. But anyways, you're right. Like Zeus said, of course, bands and anybody is going to hype their product, whether it's a movie, an album, a book, anything. But you got to temper it a little bit. Like you said, classic rock. No one's made an album like this in decades. Well, so you're setting yourself up very, very badly for that. So that's why we jumped on him for that. But go ahead.
Yeah, that is a little bit excessive. And the whole relax, like, first of all, we're doing a podcast. What do you want us to be? Like, yeah. What do we got next? Yeah, we're going to do. The next song is Long Way Down, Tom. Okay. All right.
Our sponsor this evening is adamandeve.com. Next on NPR, we'll be covering Monster by Kiss.
Dude, we get hyped up. This is like the best part of our week, to shoot the shit and laugh about Kiss.
And yell about their shitty records.
I know. I feel like we're now like all of a sudden, like nobody thinks we're real because all we do is shit on them. Like that's not how we started this.
No. Tonight's going to be a good episode. We have a couple of great episodes lined up to finish out 2020. So fear not, people. We love this band, and we're going to show you that.
And we're going to get to the comments specifically by someone that said something similar to that. Yeah, but we'll get to it. Tom, I'm going to read some Twitter comments from us. Okay.
Yep.
So obviously our boy Deuce put some, did his rankings. He put Monster third from the bottom from as far as album covers. And somewhere along the line, I think he got drunk or something, because then about 20 other tweets later, I forgot song rankings.
That's easy to forget about Monster.
Yeah. He had Take Me Down Below Like You, number 1, Tom.
Smart man.
And then he had All for the Love at number 12.
Smart man.
Even though there are 13 fucking songs that we review.
Oh, so maybe he was drunk again by the time he did the rankings.
Yeah. I didn't see. Did he have his album? Oh, album rankings. Further down. He put Monster third from the bottom. Below Gene Simmons.
From Kiss.
And above Psycho Circus and above Unmasked, Tom.
He likes Monster more than Unmasked.
Yep. Even I didn't do that.
I was going to say, even you shocked me with that. I never thought anything would bounce Unmasked.
Yeah, no. But, that definitely did.
Yep.
So that was Deuce. Twisted Kister. I wonder how Animalize and Silent, so good production-wise, and Monster sounded so bad. Has to be something technical, right? Always felt Sonic Boom sounded good. So do I.
So do I.
Yep.
Sean DeHaan. Another great episode, guys. Number 1, Hell. Number 2, Out of This World. The rest doesn't matter.
Nice.
Awesome. Dark Halo 72. Another awesome cast. Zeus, you have it so right, talking about getting a new album by your favorite artist, and after the first listening to yourself, telling yourself, I think I just need to listen to it more time. I just think I need more time with it. Laughing my ass off. So many times I have done that. Thanks for all that you and Tom do. Much appreciated, Dark Halo 72.
Yeah, thank you.
Stanley Lives for You. Freak is the best song on this album. Out of the new 3, this album stands out as the best.
That is absolute. That's the worst Kiss take I've ever heard in 2 years of Shout It Out Loudcast. Stanley lives for you. Stanley lives for you. I love you, man. You're a fan of the show. You're a Kiss fan. Absurd, but we love you anyways.
Yeah. A couple people liked our clip that our buddy Daryl did for us of Carrie's. Sent us a couple bumpers for us to use.
Yep.
And I think they got a kick of it. Bend Over Boys. Carrie's
boy.
taking over. Yeah, I love it. Louder's got a bunch of comments here. Mark Ain't John 84, your favorite name, Tom. This album didn't deserve 2+ hours of conversation, but I love you guys anyways.
That's a great comment. That's such a great comment, because thank you for saying that you love us, and I appreciate the fact that we acknowledge that. I said it's one of their most polarizing albums. It's probably their last, so we just wanted to pour it on, and we did break down the book that comes with it too, so it was long for a reason.
SV Puga, great episode as always. Hell or Hallelujah and All for the Love are the best on this album. Sorry, Tom. About Paul, his self-congratulation is like a drug addict for me. He needs it all the time, or he starts to sweat and shake hands.
Interesting. Okay. Good one.
Jeff Wyatt commented, I think, on Deuce's comment. You would look at my list and just shake your head. And then he put his list together.
I saw it.
Put All for the Love of Rock and Roll as number 1.
That's just.
He put Hell or Hallelujah as the number 13.
How? Maybe he got the order like reversed, because there's no way.
He's got Take Me Down Below 2, Out of This World 3, Freak 4, Tom.
Wow. See, I think it just shows you how of a mess this album is with fans.
It depends on the time, sometimes.
Yeah. Yep.
Graham Richley put a gif of Jan Brady with her wig on. It's fucking great.
That is awesome.
Best line of the episode. Eric looks like Jan Brady in the episode where she buys a wig to change her appearance.
Yep.
And he also commented, love how you know Karate Kid and Brady Bunch in such detail. Absolute staple of any decent music discussion.
Oh. There you go. He's right.
No, Jan, you need wig. Look better with blonde wig. Go back. The brunette wig, no good. JR, Germaphobe Gene and Pandemic Paul from Kiss last album? No. It's a Zoom recorded theme-based one. Lectures from the Elder.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and then Nicholas Grattan brought up the fact that the episode had some sort of a issue. I don't know what it was with Megaphone. That's the provider that lists our episode. It cut off in the beginning. I just re-downloaded it again to be safe, and it fixed it.
Yep.
So we apologize, guys who didn't have it. Or if you listen to it and you're like, oh, I didn't know that. All you need to do is just delete the old and then re-download it, and you'll get the full episode. I mean, who doesn't want 10 more minutes of Monster?
Absolutely. Ooh.
Yeah, Twisted Kister jumped on that and said, oh, hell, didn't know there was a cliffhanger was in my future.
That's right.
Good buddy Steve put Hell or Hallelujah first and The Devil Is Me last on his list.
Okay.
Then we have his, he has his covers ranked. He put Monster right in the middle of the pack, underneath Paul Stanley and above Unmasked. Oh,
wow. All right.
Yeah, that's the covers. Albums ranked, he has Monster just under Hot in the Shade and above Gene Simmons.
Wow.
He has Monster better than Gene Simmons' Asylum and Psycho Circus.
Yeah, well, yes, a lot of people hate Gene's album, but it's not great, but it's not Monster.
Yeah. Tone Bone 72.
I love these names.
Monster is a monster of a horrible album. Just like Sonic Boom.
Ooh, wait a minute. Careful about Sonic Boom talk.
Yeah. Oh, Twisted Kister came on to say, quick hit. You read that Paul says he wrote the lyric and melody. Gene came in with the title of The Wall of Sound. Then you proceeded to rip Gene for the lyrics. What's going on here? Best Buy actually promoted Right Here as a bonus song, but nope, it wasn't there. I made the point that Gene uses his book of song titles and fun lyrics that he likes to put, and he just puts them together. They're words, they're sentences, but one has nothing to do with anything. Each verse has nothing to do with the previous. The chorus has nothing to do with the other. The pre-chorus has nothing to do with it. It's just all over the place. And Gene kind of took ownership of that song, and it's his song, singing it. So, and it's just another one of those, hey, did you a favor? I wrote the song for you. You sing it.
You do.
All right, here's my favorite one of the week. Shane Swan. My wife says every week, how can you listen to these two? They do nothing but rip Kiss. For so-called fans, they don't like a lot of Kiss songs, and they rip into the band members all the time. And then he has a couple like laughing emojis. I said, no, I don't always agree, but I love it. Thumbs up in a Union Jack sign there. Shane, thank you, buddy. Yeah, we fucking have fun with them. Come on. You know, we talk about this all the time. This is a Kiss podcast. If you can't have fun with what we're discussing, then I don't know what's wrong with you. This isn't, and God bless my shoe from our podcast brethren, this isn't a Neil Young podcast. This isn't an Eagles podcast. This isn't Fleetwood Mac. This is Kiss. You know, lighten up, people. Have some fun.
And well, the best thing I take out of that comment is the fact that his wife listens to us. She knows. She knows. So I love that. But Shane, that's hilarious. And like Zeus says, we've been saying this since day one. The way the episodes go, you know, yeah, maybe we're on kind of a little negative streak, but Monster is what it is. And like I said, just you'll be fine. You've been listening to us long enough, Shane. You know.
Yeah, our first instinct reaction was going to say, well, you know what? I can call you up and give you a fucking divorce attorney anytime you want. And I practice bankruptcy law, but if you want to talk to a family law attorney, I'll set you up because that's bullshit. Yeah. Fuck that. Anyways, Shane, we're just joking. Mrs. Shane, we love you too. I'm glad you get the sense of, you know, hopefully you'll get our sense of humor. Yeah. Our buddy Murph jumped in. Oh, actually, Shane did get back. I get it. I really like Monster. I'm not one of those who picks at everything with a fine-tooth comb. I've always loved Long Way Down. Sometimes when you say some songs are not Kiss songs, I kind of get it, but Unholy isn't a Kiss songs, but fans love it. You're shaking your head. Go ahead.
I can't even. That's a whole separate episode. Unholy is comparing Unholy to something on Monster is crazy. I don't want to spend too much time on that. When we get to Revenge album review, we'll talk about what I think of Revenge and what the Kiss sound is on that album.
Gotcha. Murph, Johnny and the Cobra Kai crew did not lay as much of a beating on Danielson as Zeus and Tommy did on the band this episode. 1-1 problem, fine. 5-1 problem, too much, ask anyone. Is that your problem? You know, the odds.
But I like it. Hey, look, that episode, we had to sweep the leg of Monster, so fuck him.
Get Monster a body bag.
Exactly.
AC. I don't know, with Japanese, Chinese, Korean lighting. I don't know. Wait. Beginner's luck. You guys really don't like Eat Your Heart Out.
I do.
Of Humble Pie's 30 Days in the Hole.
Good song.
Listen to them side by side. They both start out with a cappella.
You hate that song. You had it ranked last on the entire album. I enjoy the song. The a cappella stuff is horrible, but the song I like.
Yeah, I will give you credit. I can't get over the beginning.
That's okay. Okay.
DG from Tennessee. Another Monster episode, guys. Album is terrible, but Hello Hallelujah is pretty good. And I like Wall of Sound. You started off strong, but Wall of Sound. Ugh.
Yikes.
Bill Sharp, All for the Love of Rock and Roll. This song needs 99% less cowbell. AC did jump on one more thing he wrote. Great episode, gentlemen. Love that Carrie intro. Awesome. I thought Tom was very honest and brutal on the Monster album. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, it's got to be.
I don't like it. That's what that album is.
God.
All right. What do you got over on Facebook, Tom?
All right. So Facebook, we got a lot of interaction. Again, we thank you guys so much. We thank you guys for the retweets, the shares, all that stuff. Comments are great. So Daniel Peoples, I completely understand why most don't like this album. For me, there's only a few songs that stand out when I'm not listening to it, mostly Gene songs. This album will always be lumped in and compared with Sonic Boom, with it being the same lineup, but I cannot understand how Sonic Boom isn't more loved than it is. Well, we'll save that for Sonic Boom. Jason Worden, great episode. I learned a lot. I hadn't really paid attention to it. First Kiss CD, I didn't actually go and buy a physical copy. We'll give it another listen. 8 years already. Wow. And then I commented, thanks. Try to get it cheap on eBay. Rob Schwartz. It's like Kiss made a Creatures of the Night Part 2 with this album, but to me fell short. Holy fuck. Yeah, way short. But still a good album. Haven't listened to Monster in a few months, but I will today. Rock on, fellas. Okay.
Creatures of the Night Part 2 sucks. It's the worst sequel of all time then.
Here we go. We got some hot takes coming up here. Johnny Peru. I love it. It's not their finest moment, but I prefer this over Dynasty, Unmasked, and Crazy Nights. So I responded. I said, now that is a hot take. And he said, to me, these are their worst albums, though they are still good, but others are better in my opinion. Scott Donaldson, looking forward to this, guys, as this is one underrated album. I feel it's a bit of a throwback songwriting-wise. Song for song, it's better than Psycho Circus. Yikes. Oh, boy. Sean Stelton, great discussion as usual. As Tom started discussing how the lyrics of Paul songs do not fit what is expected of Kiss, I'm wondering if your opinion would be different if these songs appeared on a Paul solo album. Great question. Probably. You throw these on like Live to Win? Maybe. Because Live to Win is like that.
I would still say they suck.
Oh, no, I would too, but at least they'd fit somewhere better. Dave Koska, between this and Sonic Boom, I have no desire to hear either one of those albums ever again. Literally the only two Kiss albums I do not like at all. Larry Preston, very good album. I like it better than Sonic Boom. A lot of Sonic Boom comparisons. Alex
Sister
Thorne.
albums, Tom. Sister albums.
Right. Alex Thorne. It's just not an album worth listening to more than a couple of times. The production is terrible and all the songs sound and feel the same. Now, Sonic Boom was a good album. Okay. Charles Easton. I don't want to see Kiss clock out and turn in their keys with this effort. It was a rockin' album, but overall a bit disappointing with the production. You guys nailed that. And the material that was not what I expect to hear from this band. The band sounded great. Rest in peace, Paul's vocal range. And some of these songs deserve their place on my Spotify Kiss playlist. Sonic Boom was a better Kiss effort. Monster, I hope, is not the Kiss swan song because they deserve a better finale and all the true Kiss fans deserve a true Kiss record, complete with Paul-isms, Gene-isms, and a nicely spaced out, no pun intended, instrument arrangement that doesn't sound just like one big wall of sound. Fun, tone, melody, and innuendo compositions that we've come to know and enjoy over the band's career, aside from Elder, Psycho Circus, and Carnival. Great deep dive this week, guys. Thanks for taking us down below Monster. Awesome, Charles. Thank you. That was great. Scott Wheeler, something always about the sound and production of this album that bothered me. You guys nailed it. Too heavy, too muddy, too noisy, no touch, no feel, or finesse. Then Stephen Wood posts a picture of the Halloween Keeper of the Seven Keys album cover and says, unclog your ears, boys. This album is fantastic. Okay, here we go. Here comes another hot take. Sam Pedigo. It's up there with Creatures, Lick It Up, 70s albums, and Revenge. I don't even know where to go with that. Yikes. Steve Moreland. It's in my top 5 Kiss albums ever. Oh boy. Okay. Kevin Jepson. Guys, holy hell, you are crazy. I agree with the sound for sure, but wow, Tom, your hate for Freak? What the fuck? Being this is going to be their last album, I'm okay with this. Oh, I'm okay with this. Love this album. And then he gives his rankings. He has Hella Hallelujah #1, and then he says, suck it, fuckos. Kevin, we love you, man. So that's Facebook. The feedback was great. Album reviews are always great, and the more polarizing the album, the better the comments. So thank you guys for that.
Yeah, and the thing about this is as well is like we enjoy it because I think it gives us good talking points to bring up conversations and stuff. It's not just to pat us on the back. Although
of course
we love the reach around from you guys. And let's wrap this up, Tom, with some Monster stuff. This one is from our buddy Graham Richley. T&Z. What happened, guys? Love the latest episode. Can honestly say I hope this is the most divisive album review you have done. I know there is no right or wrong answer when it comes to opinions, but I'm so bursting with indignation. I can't help it. Jumping to defend Monster.
Wow.
I agree with a lot of what you guys said. The quotes in the booklet about the quality of the album are embarrassingly over the top. It's as if though they were releasing Zeppelin 4 or Back in Black rather than a Kiss album hoping to recapture glory days. But I also reckon you guys are way too harsh on this album. To me, the production is good. Gene's basses never sound better. Tommy shreds like a man possessed. I love the sound of this record, and just as importantly, the attitude. It is loud and it rocks, unlike the wimpy Crazy Nights Bon Jovi Light or the suicide-inducing gloom of Carnival of Souls. This is a true hard rock album. A couple of specifics. He gives a shitload of specifics. Anyways, apologize for the rant. Thanks for the reading. I know everyone has their opinions, which is why your show is so much fun. If I can't vent to you Kiss nerds about why I love this album, then who should I? Looking forward, as always, to the next episode. You guys are the best, Graham. We love that you do that, Graham. And there's just way too much feedback. Otherwise, I'd read this whole thing. The only thing that I would say is it's not very melodic. And this production doesn't help that at all. You can't pick up stuff. And for me, it's like when Sonny tries to convince me that Stryper is a good band.
Uh-oh.
I've tried listening to that shit. I just can't. Okay, they're harder than I expected to be. I remember them from the 80s being like a pop rock band. I listen to it now. It's harder. Doesn't mean it's better. I don't know. I don't get it. Anyways,
no, I agree. And we respect Graham. We respect your opinion. That's why we read this feedback, because we want everybody's thoughts and ideas on the album. So if you love Monster, crank it up.
Rufus Scrimger. Hi guys, just discovered your podcast and listened to the latest episode where you reviewed Monster. Overall, great job with the podcast. It was fun to listen to and good to hear your frank, unvarnished comments on the band. Now, with respect to this episode, I do agree with your review generally. The album is pretty underwhelming and deserved the harsh smackdown it received in your critique. The one song I differ with you is All for the Love Of. I actually find this is one of the catchier songs on the album and much more melodic than most of the other plodding tunes. Many, not all that Kiss-like, but no worse than, say, Tomorrow and Tonight, which I feel has similar Rod Stewart type feel. That is fucking insane. Not my favorite song, but it would make the top 5 of this record. I do agree that Take Me Down Below is definitely the number 1 in this album. Keep up the good work. Looking forward to your next episode. Rufus, Edmonton, Canada. Nice. Were you in the bubble there for the NHL? Rufus, when they just finished up the Stanley Cup, Tom. Congratulations, Tampa Bay. Rufus, I just think I'm comparing, I feel, All for the Love with one of my favorite Kiss tunes, Tomorrow and Tonight. That's where I'm just busting chops. Like I don't see that as a comparison. I don't know why everyone says that I didn't bash that song as much as Tommy. Tommy's the one that can't stand it. I think it's catchy. It's not a very Kiss tune, but
and I will agree with Rufus on this one thing. All for the Love of Rock and Roll, I don't like it, but I'll give you that the fact that it's catchy and melodic, it is not a plodding song. It's not Wall of Sound or Devil Is Me. I just don't like it. I'm not a huge fan of Eric's voice, but I do understand what he's talking about when he mentions the song. So, and we got more emails here. Our buddy Tony Smith, as always. Hey dudes, just my opinion, but as far as Monster and Sonic Boom go, the songs by Eric and Tommy are my absolute favorites on both albums. Of course, I'm a fan of Any Way You Want It and Then She Kissed Me, so what the hell do I know? Great episode as usual. Oh, thanks, Tony. We're going to talk about those songs when we get to those albums, but our buddy Scott Donaldson, nice email here. Hey, Tom and Zeus, another cracking episode. I was dreading the day for the Monster album review, as I know most Kiss fans don't rate this album. I'm one of the few that actually like it. I'm not going to say it's one of my faves, but I still like it and listen to it way more than Psycho Circus. I will admit the production of the album is not great, and I think if they remixed it, we might have a different view on the overall album. I'm not one to overthink the lyrics of songs, and when Kiss sings songs like Take Me Down Below or Burn Bitch Burn, I don't picture Gene getting on it. I still think this album would have been more accepted if Ace was involved, as apparently most fans think Ace can't do any wrong. I have no interest in Ace doing a cover album, and about the same of Paul doing Soul Station. I'll take albums like Monster from Kiss over Ace and Soul Station any day of the week. On a side note, interesting what Eric said regarding how he treats his job in Kiss. Hopefully the time away, he will generate a newfound passion along with Pandemic Paul. Stay safe, guys. Looking forward to another great show this week. Hey, by the way, love the long episodes. Cheers, Scott. Scott, awesome, buddy. Thank you so much. That's great. Great
Scott's
points.
Great.
Last email here from Mark A. Hey, guys, another great episode. I'm glad you guys gave the album a chance and didn't just shit on it like many other podcasts do. Are you confusing us with another show? Is it a perfect Kiss album that lives up to the hype? No, but it's not all bad either. And then he gives a really great review of the album. He talks about the production. He likes Tommy's Out of This World and Sonic Boom's When Lightning Strike. He says, I think the main reason Tommy keeps doing space-related songs is because Paul is probably telling him to. That I agree with. He's probably right. Tommy co-wrote many songs with Black and Blue that weren't space-related, so we know he can do it. I have a lot of respect for Tommy. He's in and out of Kiss, but at the end of the day, he's an employee and just doing what he's told by Paul and Gene. I think people should be mad at Paul, not Tommy, when he does these kinds of songs. All right. I've always loved Take Me Down Below too. Then he gives his rankings. He has Monster ranked second to last. Gene Simmons is last. Keep up the great work, Mark Arnold. Awesome, Mark. Thank you so much. Great emails as always, guys.
Yep.
Love it. Love it.
Wow.
Woo. Good stuff.
You ready to get a little bit more excited, Tom?
After all that Monster talk, man, we got our guest coming up soon. It's hot. And when it gets hot, it's time to go to adamandeve.com because free stuff is awesome, but free stuff to spice up your bedroom is even better. Select almost any one item for 50% off, then Adam and Eve loads on the free stuff. Use promo code LOUDCAST at checkout and get 10 tantalizing free gifts, a sexy item for him, special gift for her, and a third item you will both enjoy. And don't forget those 6 free spicy movies and free shipping. Promo code LOUDCAST at adamandeve.com.
So, Tom,
We got a little surprise for you tonight. We're gonna turn the microphone over to
Bakko is here tonight from the Cobras and Fire Podcast. Bakko, welcome to the Shout It Out Loudcast. This is your first visit to podcast royalty. Welcome.
Oh, absolutely. I'm thrilled to be here. Yeah, I've had both you guys on the sidecast I'm doing, whatever, never mind. So, first of all, thank you very much for contributing to that. It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, definitely, I think this is also my first exclusively Kiss podcast I've guested on. Hopefully I'm not forgetting somebody and piss them off. But I've always been a little irritated. It's like, what, three sides of the coin doesn't want someone with free thought on their program? Here I am.
No, we
hold on a sec. Wait, let me get my sandwich.
No, we welcome free thought on this show. That's for sure. But no, you're right. Your Cobras and Fire podcast. It's an awesome rock podcast. You guys are great. You and your co-host Luce, and your sidecast has been awesome. Like you said, Zeus guested on there. We did the Stone Temple Pilots Purple episode. I guested when you did the Screaming Tree Sweet Oblivion episode, and you recently did Facelift. And you had Chris Sinzak as your co-host, correct?
Absolutely. That's all
nice.
Correct.
Awesome. Good stuff.
Real quick, though.
Yeah.
I also brought football back. Big Ten, baby.
Oh. Oh, God. Here we go.
Just kidding. That's as political as I get, I promise.
Okay.
It was just
You
last
missed.
night.
Me and Tom were going to take the intro earlier, and we're like, okay, let's do this before we get this, before we have Bakko on. We'll tape the intro. 45 minutes later of me and him doing politics back and forth, screaming at each other.
Yep.
We're like, all right, we should have done this as an episode. He's like, no,
we shouldn't have.
No.
Yeah.
So Bakko, who you're just real quick, who was your most recent episode? You got quite the get on Cobras and Fire. Who did you have?
Yeah, it was a pretty big deal, huh? Rob Halford from Judas Priest, baby, the metal fucking god.
Damn.
That was pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, good for you. That's a great score. Rob Halford, he's got a book out, correct?
Yeah, Confess. So
nice. Awesome. Good for you.
A lot of man-on-man love talk in that. So
yeah, baby.
He was great, man. It was good to have him on the show, and yeah, obviously huge for us. So
yes.
I was going to say, there's a story. My brother would always tell me this story that someone had asked him, like when he had first kind of come out, and he was like setting it up for him, like, you're gay, and who is the only, like, do you have a male crush? And like, before he could finish the sentence, he went, Howie Long.
Yeah.
And it was like
that more than once.
This is like, my brother's been telling me the story for years. He goes, it was the most like, what the fuck? Where did that come from? But yeah.
He's got a type.
Yeah, I guess so.
I swear to God, like when he came out, like it turned out it was like the late 90s or something like that. But I had heard in the mid to late 80s that he was gay. And I don't recall the exact moment, but I thought it was open. I didn't think it was a secret. And then when he came out, and I was like, it was like Clay Aiken coming out for the fourth time. It just, to me, it was like, I thought he was, or I thought everybody knew he was gay. It turned out that was a little bit of a secret still.
Right. Yeah. I remember that too. He came out and everyone's like, yeah. Like, okay, it's really not that breaking news, but yeah, whatever. Good, good for him. Whatever. He's great. He's Rob Halford.
Yeah, and Rob. That's funny that you say that, Clay Aiken. But I think we're about a similar age, which is great. And I love the fact that we have you on is because our other fellow podcast brethren have no affinity for grunge at all. And it's so fucking aggravating. So anytime, like in our little text group, we'll go back and forth. And so I just threw out to Tom earlier this morning about, hey, I just saw a Facelift. They have an anniversary LP coming out, and I don't collect vinyl. And I sent it. He's like, I already ordered it. And it's just like, and I got Mooney and the rest of them like, meh. And I'm like, you fucking guys, they do meh to Pearl Jam's 10. They do meh. Like, they hate Nirvana. Oh, dude, they do meh to Led Zeppelin. Yeah.
Saigon Kick has their second record, Water, out on vinyl soon.
Oh, God. See what I mean?
I'm just kidding.
No, you're probably right. And those guys will be like, I love Saigon Kick. I interviewed the keyboard player in my 5th episode from the podcast 2 years ago.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, when we did our bonus episode, our recent bonus episode we did Alice in Chains, Jar of Flies. And it was like, I'm like, oh God, guys, I know grunge isn't for everybody. And like I always tell our buddy Steve Wright, I'm like, yeah, I know it's not Halloween or Saxon, but you'll survive.
Fucking Saxon. I have tried so many times with them. I don't hate them. There's some stuff I like, but Jesus fucking Christ, I don't get it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yep. It's funny you say that, but you know what? I'm kind of stuck on something you mentioned earlier. There are other Kiss podcasts out there.
Only, just you and the Kiss Room. Those are the only two I know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, there might be a couple more, but who knows?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just wasn't sure. I didn't know if Kiss was something that a lot of podcasters like to talk about. I thought it was just us.
Your problem is that you haven't been to Rockin' Pod yet, because then you would know there's the Kiss wing of podcasts.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that a negative thing that we haven't been there?
Well, no, absolutely. Yeah, you guys would fucking love it, and you'd be definitely welcome guests. So, I'm not the guy who runs the damn thing, but I know for sure you guys would fit right in. Somewhere between Cobras and Fire and, I don't know, what's Kent Podcast? Somewhere, yeah. So,
hey,
you guys are kind of dicks, so there's a good chance you'd be shoved over next to us and to me. So.
Hey, 2021's not far away. If Rockin' Pod takes off, who knows? We might make a visit down there. You never know.
I hope so, because I'll definitely be there.
Nice. Okay.
Awesome. So one of the things that we wanted to have you on for, besides your Kiss list and your sense of humor and your fun podcast, my friend, you used to run the Paul P-A-W-L Stanley Twitter account. To us, that's legendary. And when it came out that that was you, we were dying laughing. I liked the fact that we didn't know who it was.
Yeah.
We used to love and Tom quotes this all the time. What was your favorite tweet that you say all the time?
So he did one. It was talking about the Kiss Cruise. He's like, I get people to buy tickets for the Kiss Cruise. We're going to play deep cuts. All right, Love Gun. That just made me fucking laugh so bad, because I'm picturing Paul Stanley be like, you guys want deep cuts? Nope.
Well, he would tweet stuff that like that, like working hard on new tracks for the Kiss Cruise, and then you'd see the Kiss Cruise set list, and it would be underwhelming. So then that came. I'll tell you how the whole thing came about was I follow Paul on Twitter, but on my own personal page, and he would post, well, still does, tons of inspirational shit, but almost kind of like shitty digs that are also inspirational, you know?
We'll get to that.
You actually mentioned it on your most recent podcast, like things he tweets are often like signs in a therapist's office, you know, but it's like, it'd be like, you know, and he'd always hashtag him live to win, but it'd be like a 92-year-old woman just ran the New York Marathon. What did you do today? Hashtag live to win. And it would be shit like that. And so me and a buddy, the two of us that did most of the tweeting, I just texted him out of the blue. It's like, you know what we should do is just for about 24 hours, tweet really shitty things like, I took the last 3 pennies in the give one, take one jar at the convenience store. Hashtag live to win. You know, like shitty things like that. And we wanted to hijack that thing. And 2 hours later, he had set up the whole Twitter account, gave me the password, and for 5 years we did that. So
I think one of my favorite things about the entire account was the profile picture was a bald Paul Stanley.
Yeah, like some Photoshop picture.
Yeah.
Oh my God! But
how did it end? I want to how did it officially end?
Well, we were told that even though it was clearly a parody account, and parody accounts are accepted by Twitter. We were told that our account was actually trying to pretend to be somebody that we weren't. It was basically a gray area. And off the record, well, I mean, I'm not going to get into it here. Maybe I'll tell you guys personally at some point, but I'm pretty sure I know who actually reported us to Twitter, and it was not Paul Stanley.
Really?
I don't even think it was a member of KISS. We were followed by Gene's kids. And Paul, we were blocked by Tommy and Gene, but there was one little tweet I think rubbed one person the wrong way, and about 3 hours later, our account was locked out, and then there was no going back. So,
all right, let's end the episode so you can tell us. Hurry up.
Yeah,
I'm dying to hear this. No, that's funny. So it'll segue into. We didn't really get to it earlier, and that is Kiss News. So for this week, Kiss News, really not much out there. Ace was at some like fucking farm festival looking like a scarecrow. There was a photo of him on his look like a fucking ski ride or ski lift. He was on something in the back. I'm like, dude, he's definitely gonna. Oh my God!
It was like that big swing with that like the faster it goes, you go out, and he was just like sitting there with his big fucking nose. And he was like,
and I'm thinking to myself, he's definitely gonna puke on a kid below. Holy fucking shit! What the fuck?
Fuck this, Curly.
Exactly.
Fucking throwing up everywhere, and he's got this hot new girlfriend, and he's another one. He's like. On top of like a haystack with her, like got her pinned up, and it's just fucking.
And I don't get. And I mean, and you're right. His new girlfriend, she is a smoke show. And you look at Ace, like, dude, that fucking nose could block out the sun. You're like, whatever.
What happened to his nose? He didn't have that big a nose for the longest time. That's
Tom likes to say it's an old Boston Irish politician's nose.
Yeah,
like Tip O'Neill or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Exactly. And he's got that awful wig that he wears now. It's just I don't know what's with Kiss and wigs. It's just what the fuck, dude. Just your hair's gone. Look at Rob Halford. You just talked to. It's okay.
Look at me. Come on.
Yeah,
take it off.
Bastard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Take it off.
It makes sense on stage, but off stage, who gives a shit?
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, not for Ace, just be who you are. But when they're doing the makeup and all that stuff, as much as I'm like, I can bitch about that whole thing. It does make sense to throw a wig on with where they're at right now.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
And then the other bit of news is our friend Paul Stanley posted this. Tom, what did he post?
So we always like to. It turned out to be like a couple months ago, where once COVID really kicked in and Paul Stanley, and the tour got postponed and the cruise got postponed. Well, Paul Stanley just turned into what we call Pandemic Paul,
Pandemic Paul. That's one of the highlights of your show, as far as I'm concerned.
With his tweets, and it's not even something that we seek out. He just does it to himself. Yeah. So I think this was 4 days ago. This got a lot of play on social media. His tweet. So he starts out, because we all know Mr. Sensitive Paul Stanley. He tweets out a short note. Put simply, when you come here, you are a guest in my house. If you don't like the conversation or my having a point of view, leave, or I can show you out. No rudeness or insults. Stupidity comes at birth. Ignorance and bad manners don't. Be respectful or gone. Thanks. There's your pandemic, Paul.
Can I jump in on something, Tom?
Of course.
So our buddy Sonny writes, so I don't love Soul Station. Our 36-year relationship is over.
And then you had people coming after him, and then you had other people saying, you're the greatest thing in the world. Thank God for Paul Stanley. Whatever.
Nauseating.
Yeah,
they fucking give him the idea that he's a handsome man at this stage, and he does these fucking outrageously close-up photos of his face. And there are times it's like, oh, Paul doesn't look bad, but there are fucking times. Oh my goodness, what the fuck is that? And what we like to do is screenshot them and text them to each other. So one of us will be like, doing something at work, and all of a sudden they'll get a screenshot of Paul's face.
What do you mean? You talking about the crooked man?
I call it resting. Just smell the fart face. That's what he always looks like.
You're right.
Like, man, who farted? It's like resting who farted face. There we go.
Resting who farted face. All right, I like that one.
It's exhausting. Like in Paul, I love the Star Child, but Pandemic Paul on his fucking Huffy bike going around like yelling at kids, "Put on your mask," is just not very rock star like, and it's just somewhere along the line he needed validation.
Neither is singing the Pledge of Allegiance, and they did that, and I've seen a lot of people go, "I am so proud to be a Kiss fan." It's like,
you were there for that.
Fuck that! I came to a Kiss concert, not goddamn second grade fucking classroom. Jesus Christ, we're doing the fucking Pledge of Allegiance at a fucking rock show. You know how many beers I slammed in the parking lot? You're like, all right, everybody, hold on. We're gonna just stop the show. Let's all salute the flag. And I'm not shooting down any of that stuff. I'm saying that time and place, man. Read the room, Paul.
That was very awkward. Zeus and I were at that show. It was the Freedom to Rock Tour. It was the Freedom to Rock Tour 2016. And we knew that at the end of the show, they did a charitable thing. They found a local charity, presented the check, and we're like, okay, that's great. And then all of a sudden, he orders the entire arena to do the Pledge of Allegiance. And I felt like Chevy Chase in Christmas Vacation when they get up and he stands up and he's looking around and everybody's like, what the fuck are we doing right now? That was awkward.
Yes. Not very rock star like, watching a giant fucking check be presented while everyone's standing around like, dude, my buzz is leaving. What the fuck are we doing here?
It's like, do you know how many people in this arena puked already tonight?
What the fuck? I know. That was tough. Anyway, we want to tell us a little bit about what you do on your podcast before we get to the main topic here.
Sure. The Cobras Fire Podcast was actually started by Louis Cannon. He brought me in on episode, I think 3, because he got tired of talking to nobody, basically, and he reached out to me because he liked my writing on Decibel Geek. At the time, we were both writers on Decibel Geek. But our show, basically, is a lot like the last, 3 minutes of what we were just talking about. I mean, we talk about things that happen in current events and things like that, but then we just kind of twist the conversation to our own liking. We might even purposely misinterpret things at times. But yeah, it's all fun and games. Kiss delivers a lot of information for us because we're both diehard fans, and of course know it, and they never stop giving the goods, and then we'll also do things like we'll get into a record or a certain artist and do interviews on the side. Typically, we do the interviews by ourselves just for scheduling purposes. It's a lot easier to try and line up 2 people than 3. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. If you like it, it's kind of like a filthy morning show in a certain way. It's like, cause we got news about Ace's, fascination with vibrators coming up in an episode here or two, but, and so that kind of stuff, but yeah, no, if you haven't checked us out, please do. Anyway.
Awesome. It's a great show. You guys are hilarious. You guys do an awesome job. So, but before we get into your list, I just want to real quick, and we'll cover this a little bit more specifically as we go through the list, but just real quick, last week, Zeus and I reviewed the Monster album. So
I love that episode. I was surprised. I figured a little more love from you guys. There was almost nothing I disagreed with. I mean, it wasn't 100%, but I was like, these guys are not too far from where, because I think that it's the opening track and then Trash. The last two records, we did a Sonic Boom one, which is, to me, those albums are damn near synonymous. But so whatever. Not where we're going here, but it was, unless you want to, I don't care. But your show, it was funny. I enjoyed it, and I was actually surprised. I expected a little bit of snark with a little more love, but no, it was great. You guys shit all over a piece of shit.
I appreciate that. We appreciate that very much, and we'll get into the specifics because we'll run through the list. So why don't you start off by telling us this project of ranking every hit song? Why did you do it? How did you do it?
Well, Decibel Geek has a thing called Kissmas in July, and when I first started, I used to write for Decibel Geek a lot more than I do now, which is now just a handful of times a year. But I would always gear up for Kissmas in July, and I would start writing my articles for that. Like I think one of the years before this, I did like articles like Who Saved Kiss, Who Killed Kiss, and they were separate articles, and it was like it was all these mug shots. And I would run down a list of things. I did the 5 Kiss books that need to be written that will never be written. And then I had the idea that I was like, what if I literally ranked every fucking studio track Kiss did? I decided to remove the solo albums. I'm like, I was already taking on enough. But so that was the concept. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. It's basically just a list. So that's the hardest work. And then I can actually put it out over 4 articles and cover a whole month. So it's a little bit being a little lazy too, but I started in November just because I knew I would have to, I don't know, at least have some integrity to it. For the most part, I believe in the list. I will say this, I've said it on our show, like if you get basically about 155, I actually marked it on here, what song. From that point on, I think it's pretty much good music all the way. And really, depending on my mood, I could flip-flop 155 to 50 in almost any order. It's really the low end and the high end that I really committed the time to. But here's how I did it. I basically just I opened a fucking Excel spreadsheet. I started with Kiss, the first record. I listed the first song, and when I got to track 2, I'm like, do I like this better than? Do I like
exactly
Firehouse better than? And I would just do that. I literally did that for 219 tracks.
Wow.
And so I would I like it. So, you get, 100 tracks in it. It's like, well, I like it better than this song, this song, this song. You're sliding stuff way up. So yeah, I tried to at least commit to it where I wasn't just skipping 30 at a time. I'm going to make sure I look at every song. So I did put the time in. I like it as a talking piece because Kiss is so much fun to talk about. I also like being just fucking hardcore with that's my opinion and anybody else that disagrees can go fuck themselves, so that's kind of the approach. It's all meant to be fun though. I really like the idea that someone can come back at it.
Great. Now the thing about this list is we tried that, and it's kind of so we've done 10 album reviews. Actually, Monsters are number 11th, and what I told Tom is as soon as we start doing them, let's rank the songs. Okay, we did that. I'm very anal and OCD. If you guys haven't heard or you haven't heard, so I'm always like, okay, if we start something, let's start it from the beginning. So as we put every album review, it's quite simple. If I'm going to review every Kiss song at some point, we're a Kiss podcast. Do it as we go along. Okay, our first album review, we did Animalize. What was the second? Gene Simmons, I think. Tom,
Dress to Kill.
Dress to Kill. Quite simple.
So,
and you take those songs.
Real quick there. So you guys are kind of picking the albums the way Sound of Vinyl is picking which record to release a special colored vinyl on.
Just about.
Just no fucking reason at all. Hey,
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, the goddamn Orange Dynasty. Here you go.
The reason, well, we we wanted our album reviews to be random so that listeners couldn't, like, we didn't want it to be chronological because we wanted people to not know what the hell was coming at them. So we did Animalized, Dressed to Kill, Gene Simmons. Like, we just did Monster. Like, before that, it was Asylum. You know, we've done Rock and Roll Over. We've done the Paul Stanley solo. And like Zeus said, we'll go and do what you did. We'll take each album and then rank all the songs. So by the time we're done, I mean, we include the solo albums.
So you've kept up with it, is what you're saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We're up to 11 now.
Oh,
yeah. We had an episode where we broke everything down. We put Sonny and Steve Wright on. We talked about all the songs. We've ranked them. And it's funny because after you do that, so we rank the album when you review it. And then when we did the calculating of each song, so like, let's say you did all this, I put Rock and Roll Over as my number one. But then when I ranked each song, so let's say I put, I don't know, I Want You as song 50 of the list of the first 100. We ranked all those songs. You added up the average. I'm like, holy fuck. The debut album is like way higher. Mm-hmm. All the songs are ranked way higher than when I did the average I did on Rock and Roll Over. So maybe I'm wrong, but it's something about Kiss, that specific album, that album cover, how you got into it, that no matter what you did, the calculating, it's not, you can't use sabermetrics with Kiss.
Exactly.
It's a feeling. Like, so I'm like, no, it's Rock and Roll Over. It's that cover. That's why I still pick that over the original. Because the original debut album, I wasn't around then. That wasn't the first one I got into. It was those middle ones that I got into. And then when I went back into Kiss, I didn't start with the original. I went right back to the ones I remembered. Destroyer, Dynasty, Rock and Roll Over, and all that other stuff. So Kiss is funny that way. And that's how we came up with our list, and that's how we've been kind of slowly keeping track, you know?
Yep.
I look forward to the final list. And also, officially speaking, Rock and Roll Over is the second best Kiss record. So.
Oh, wait, because before we get to this list, we haven't done our Murph questions with you yet.
Oh, all right.
Murph is Tommy's footy pajama roommate from Stonehill College. Mm-hmm. And Murph was our first guest, so he answered these questions, and we ask all our guests these questions. This is going to be quite easy, some of them a little bit more hard. And everything is, when I ask you about Kiss, it's right now, as of today. You know, it could be changed tomorrow. So, favorite Kiss member?
Paul.
Oh.
Paul, P-A-W-L?
Yeah, exactly. Which Paul? Paul Stanley? Pandemic Paul? Which one?
1A, 1B.
Okay. Favorite Kiss song? Should we go by the list?
Yeah, it has to be, right? I mean, it's the official list. The, what is it, Deuce? Yeah, Deuce.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not gonna odd that Deuce is number one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's
there's
one
a numerology joke in there for you, as I'm getting at.
All right. We'll get there. Kiss album favorite?
Hotter Than Hell.
Oh,
I like your thinking so far.
Okay.
How many Kiss concerts have you been to?
At least 20. I don't know the actual number.
Okay. And then what's your favorite Kiss memory?
Oh man, there's a handful. Shit. Can I give two?
Sure.
All right. One would be the Kiss Convention tour in '96. I got, I don't know if you guys went, but they passed the mic around and you could sing a song. Yep. I got to sing about a verse and a chorus of Heaven's on Fire, about 10 feet from Gene Simmons.
Nice.
My knees buckled, and it was I can still kind of feel the hair in the back of my neck. Oh fuck, man, shit.
Is it better than your rendition of The Elder that I just saw online?
Oh no, yeah. You like that? The Elder in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's online too. So if people want to find that, where would they find that? What I'm talking about?
Shit, I think if you actually go to just YouTube and type in music from The Elder in 5 minutes, it'll pop up. There's a local record store that does a celebration of that record every November, and the guy who runs it hates the record. So it was done on kind of a spoof. But yeah, we played that at that thing. So I put that little montage together for that.
It's hilarious.
That's why it sucks, because we didn't practice and it's only 5 minutes long. But I think the other one is my sister turned me on to Kiss when I was 7 years old, and I saw my last kind of real Kiss concert on the farewell tour. I flew out to see him in Manassas, Virginia, at an amphitheater out there, and I got to see my last Kiss show with my sister. So
Nice.
those two are definitely up there. So
Awesome.
Nice.
Cool.
All right. So let's hit this list.
Oh,
and
boy.
let's start, because we're fucking negative assholes, with the worst song on this list. And that is the number 219th song. And we're going to, guys, we're just going to go through this list, pick out some songs that we've either, that are favorites of ours, or something that you have, because you have a comment on each one of these songs, or something that's funny that we want to discuss with you. So me and Tom are going to put you, Bakko, on the spot and go through this list with you, okay?
bring it.
All right. My Way, number 219. We haven't reviewed Crazy Nights, but I will tell you, I have no problem with this.
You guys are both fucking insane. I understand. I'm not going to try to convince anybody that this is a great song. I personally like it. How this is, I can probably name at least 25 to 30 songs worse than this. Please, we don't want to, we're not going to go through every single song on this list, but this is your last song. So you need to explain how this became the last song.
I listened to it and it was horrible. And,
All right. But come on, I mean, go ahead.
I want to tell a funny quick story on this. And that is, so when we taped our first episode with Jericho, he was like, "Oh, you guys got to hear this. Have you ever heard this?" And I'm like,
God.
"No, what is it?" He sends it to us. It's like the YouTube clip of Paul singing this, just the vocals. He's like, "Oh, what do you think?" And I'm like, "Dude, this is even worse. This song's..." And I'm still feeling about
all vocal. It really isn't. It's just super high.
it. Just sucks. The song sucks.
It's not as bad as I'll fight hell to hold you.
That sucks too.
Yeah, that's pretty low on my list too, isn't that? That
Yeah.
sounds fucking. Yeah.
So My
right.
Way last. Okay.
Yeah, and then I got to hit you up on everybody hates fucking I Finally Found My Way. Fucking that's Paul. That's Paul, like we talked about on Monster, Tommy. That's Paul's like, "Hey, I got a song for you. Here you go. You want to have it?
Take this piece of shit. I wrote this for you. Wah. Awful. Horrible.
This is another way to be mean to Peter, I think is what I wrote. But
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Punishing fans for wanting a reunion of
There
the
we go.
original lineup. Yep.
how dare you make us drag this jerk into this?
Exactly.
Y'all should have bought Carnival of Souls.
Which, by the way, real quick, Zeus, before we continue, just quick comment here. You have a paragraph before you get into the list, and I'm impressed. I don't want to get it too much into it. You call Carnival of Souls a masterpiece, Bakko.
Oh, it's amazing. It's a great record.
And you're serious.
Absolutely. I get there
Okay,
kind of
no.
chasing the grunge thing a little bit, but they've done that a few times where they've kind of chased a trend and knocked it out of the park. Look at I Was Made for Loving You. Is there a disco song, especially pre like grunge, that was still kind of remembered much more than that? I don't know. They've done a really good job when they did chase trends.
The reason I asked if you were serious is because I love Carnival of Souls, and I don't know many people who do. So that was just an interesting comment I saw by you.
Cool.
And maybe it's the grunge love. Maybe that's the common thread too. So Zeus, go ahead with the list.
All right. So the next one I want to jump on is, I love what you say on 213 Car Jam 81. Never one to pass up a chance to stick at an ace.
I know.
Poor Ace.
It's true.
Oh, what the fuck song is this then? And then probably should have been worse on the list. Shandy at 212. That song sucks. Dude, I hate song titles with awful girl names. Like, fucking name something normal. Amanda? I'll
Holy
take
crap.
that.
It's like we're sharing a brain right now. I was
I
like,
can't stand
Shandy?
this.
Oh my God. I mean,
God.
It's like she'd have to be super hot for me to take her home to meet my parents.
It just sounds like so stupid.
Shandy sounds like the name of that town whore that you reluctantly fucked one night.
I don't know about reluctant.
That's true too.
Tom, I'm up to 208. The one I'm going to pick is like, I cannot fucking believe you think modern day Delilah is that bad.
God, I have to like remember how boring this fucking thing is. It's like, bam, bam, bam. See, now I'm going to fucking goddamn Car Jam. It's just like, it is just slow and plotty. It is actually a perfect example. It's like, you want Kiss? Well, here's what they sound like now. Slow and old. Boom, man. It's like
that Tommy Thayer guitar solo is badass.
Awesome. I liked it
the first time when Ace played it. It's cut up into 18 Kiss songs.
All right, so the first one I'm going to jump on here is 205. Never Enough, and I love this because you say stealing songs from Poison is a clear sign your best days are long behind you.
How many times have I said this is Poison song?
Oh my God!
How does nobody know?
Nothing but a good time. Oh my God!
But again, that's what happens when Paul produces his own material. No one is like, Paul, this song has already been done.
Yeah.
No, Paul fucking knew. I think he did it on purpose. He's like, Bret Michaels ain't suing my ass.
Because he's used to stealing songs from the Raspberries that nobody knew their fucking shit. Mm-hmm. And then as he got older and he's doing Dreamin', stealing fucking I'm 18, he's stealing this song too.
But to me, it's like, I had to have that pointed out to me. Once it was, I was like, okay, I can see why that came up. But this is like you're two words into this thing. It's like, this is the melody to fucking nothing. You could damn near do karaoke and just flip the words.
Yep.
Good call.
So next one. So Zeus and I, a couple months back, did our album review of Hot in the Shade.
I knew you were going there.
And Zeus and I, we always rank our songs. Mm-hmm. And Zeus and I we like Hot in the Shade. I don't know how you feel about that album, but we both ranked You Love Me to Hate You as our favorite song on Hot in the Shade.
Yep.
Oh.
On what fucking planet is it ranked 198th? And your comment and your comment is, I would love it if Paul hated this song enough to not record it. How?
Well, we did our own Hot in the Shade episode, as you know, and we actually retract it and cut the fat. This is one that got taught. This song is
no, you didn't. Wait a minute. Whoa, no, you didn't. You stole that from PRC.
That's right. Oh my God.
Yeah, for those out there, I'm joking.
Yeah. I would hope they would know. But yeah, Desmond Child wrote this, and in the Kiss book, he's like, yeah, it was basically like the Joan Jett song I wrote called I Hate Myself for Loving You, but I flipped the words. And I was like, well, fuck, that sums up why he didn't even fucking try. So that's planet.
You're right. You're right. And then Zeus's favorite band member is Peter. Okay. And I love Peter, but I'm on an island here.
I love Peter.
Yeah, I love Peter. And I'm on an island here because my favorite Peter song has always been the song that you have ranked 193, Hooligan. You say Peter is probably the strongest singer in Kiss. On one hand, it would have been nice if the powers that be would have felt compelled to utilize. On the other hand, his biggest success, Beth, pretty much turned him into an unbearable douchebag. But this is a fun song. I mean,
I said it was fun.
Yeah, 193 though. My God. But I love Hooligan. I
said nice things about it. I didn't trash it. I was like, and Beth I have ranked way lower.
Yeah, I know. I know. Zeus, go ahead.
So the next one I want to talk about is, holy shit, 182 sure knows something.
Oh,
See Thrills in the Night? What the fuck is that?
You have to back up a little bit, though. Go to 186. And if you want, I can read down this because it all ties together.
Go ahead.
I hear what you're doing.
All right. Who Wants to Be Lonely? One of those songs Paul Stanley insists upon the listener. Keep Me Coming. See Who Wants to Be Lonely. Get All You Can
song.
Take. See Keep Me Coming. Thrills in the Night. See Get All You Can Take. Sure Know Something. See Thrills in the Night. So he had a nice little run there of the exact same song on over a few different records. So I'll tell you this.
Sis?
I'm just trying to be clever. Actually, it's like he insisted upon the listener. I just think
I think what you mean by that. Well, forgive me for interrupting, but Zeus, I say it. Zeus says it more strongly than me. Kind of like Paul is forcing Psycho Circus to be a hit on the listeners, which I like Psycho Circus. I know you do based on this list.
Yeah.
But it's like one of those songs where Paul is like, I'm going to play this song. You're going to like it. Like maybe that's what you mean.
It's in the set list, and he likes to say, this one's become a classic. No, it's not. You just fucking play this song, and the song sucks. So I didn't know that's what you're meaning, like, because I'm like,
no, I was stealing a line from Family Guy, basically where Peter Griffin says that the movie The Godfather, it insists upon the viewer. I just thought it was a funny line.
Oh, okay, so. I got you. Okay.
But yeah, actually, I'm going to go with what you said, Tom. That's good for me. I'll tell you this. I actually really enjoy the Who Wants to Be Lonely, or not, I'm sorry, Sure Know Something on Unplugged.
It's great.
It works brilliant there. It sounds well. On this record, look, Dynasty was the first Kiss studio album that was released after I became a Kiss fan. So it was other than the solo albums. So this is my first full-on Kiss experience. And I don't know, a buddy of mine got Killers around 84, and he played it for me, and it has those 4 new tracks. I thought Sure Know Something was the 5th fucking new track on there.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm like, I don't remember that at all. At this point, my parents have been divorced. Anything I had Kiss-related has been long gone. Nowhere to be found. I was a child, so didn't really keep track of them. But, yeah, I did. Every song on that record stuck out to me, even the ones I didn't like, except this one was just in one ear out the other, and it was vinyl, and we had an old turntable. It wasn't easy to skip tunes, so there's no way I wasn't just playing it, so
okay.
Just for the record, me and Tom talk about this. Our big connection and big thing with Kiss was Extreme Close-Up when we were at Stonehill College together.
Amazing.
We watched that thing fucking nonstop. The Sure Know Something video has something I never saw it before. So when me and him would see that video over and over ago, it just something about Love 'Em and Leave 'Em, seeing the video made me like those songs so much more. And that's where that comes from. And then obviously the Unplugged edition makes me like it even more. It just sticks out to me. That's all.
I like the Topless Chick by the Pool. Wait, no, that was Extreme Close-Up. Is that what you said?
That was exposed. That's exposed.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I just anytime you start talking about Kiss VHS, I automatically go to masturbating. So.
Oh. Nice. Okay.
Speaking of that, we just did our interview with Carrie Stevens a couple of weeks ago. So that's been a lot of conversation between me and Tom too. So the next one is that I kind of wanted to bring out was. You said "Eat Your Heart Out," cool acapella intro, and that's number 174.
I recently found out that you don't like the acapella intro.
Oh my god, that is the worst fucking thing. That is so embarrassing. It's beyond embarrassing. It's just so stupid.
It is, but the song's
not
bad.
Kiss. It's them trying to be like, "Ooh, we're now a critic." Rock band. Let's listen us try to do a fucking doo-wop band with a fucking drum roll on fire in the middle of fucking Philadelphia. Ooh, come on. What the fuck is this?
Look,
I want. Oh, go ahead, Bakko.
No, you go.
No, I was just gonna. I was gonna go back to a song that Zeus skipped, but if you got something to say about "Eat Your Heart Out," please do.
Yeah, I just think Zeus is a complete fucking idiot, and this is one of the few redeeming moments on a fucking album with almost. It probably sounds better because of how bad the entire record is.
Yes,
but yeah, and I'll agree. I don't know. Actually, I will not agree. This song is garbage. I hate it. I'll listen only to the intro for the rest of my life.
If I'm being called stupid for fucking not liking that, good Lord, what is the rest of the world? Tom, which one did you want to go over?
So go back real quick, because Bakko hit on a comment that we brought up during the Monster album review. So
okay,
right behind Eat Your Heart Out is Little Caesar 175.
Yeah.
And you talk about Eric's vocals. And we brought this up last week during the Monster episode. You said, considering how fast they gave Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer tracks, it feels sort of shitty we didn't get more Eric Carr from his time in the band. I said that exact thing. I said Eric Singer and Tommy Thayer have been on 2 albums. On both albums, they each got a song. Zeus chalked it up to Catman, Spaceman, everybody contributing to the album, and that may be true. But you're right. Eric Carr, Little Caesar's good. He kicks ass. He kicks ass on the Young and Wasted live version. Yeah. And he should have gotten more lyrics. So we agree on that. I wanted to bring that up.
He's a better singer than the other Eric too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I couldn't even.
And if not to get too side on that, I can't.
Good.
Did you guys both? I don't know. One of you talked about Eric Singer as a drummer that I spot on agree with. I get torched a lot because of how diehard Kiss fans can be, but. I mean, Peter's my favorite drummer in Kiss. He has a certain swing and feel to it that you can't really replicate. But that's also because he's not that great of a musician or even a drummer technically. Eric Carr is the best drummer they had. Eric Singer is a studio musician who he can do the job, and that's not a shot. But I'm not even really that upset with him in anything like that. It's more like people who talk about him as if he adds some unique element to anything he's ever done. I'm like, fuck, man. He got kicked out of Badlands because he was just boring.
So. Yeah, I mean, I will say back in the day, I loved him on Revenge, and I loved him on Carnival of Souls. As the band has gotten older, and as he's gotten older, and especially on the End of the Road tour, he's just boring. He looks like he's sleepwalking through his thing. And like we said in the Monster review, he considers what he's doing an occupation. He compared himself to a fireman and a teacher and a businessman. And that's not what you want in a drummer. Sorry, you don't. You want somebody you want swing, rhythm, feel, emotion, passion, and he doesn't show any of that. He's super talented.
Do you think playing that fucking set list for the last 10 years
Agreed.
in Kiss, are you going to treat it anything other? I'm like, are you going to get like fucking like, let's go, let's rock this place? Okay.
I'll quote Paul Stanley here, the real one. That's not what you want in a drummer. That's exactly what fucking Paul wants. This guy's going to show up, fucking basically be a drum machine and go home.
Agreed. Yeah. The next one I'm going to jump up to 159. Cold Gin. Woo, wow.
I'm surprised I didn't get more shit over this one.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a huge fan of the song, live or studio. I mean, I give it props because it's iconic. It's classic. It's off the first album. The live version is so much better because it has Paul's little banter about vodka and orange juice and all that other horse shit. When he does the little tequila and his little fucking little stupid drum thing. I love what he does. But you got Cold Gin at 159, and you acknowledge the live version is superior. As much as this is a staple song for the band, it isn't that good. Zeus, what do you always say? Would have been better if Ace sang it because Gene singing it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's not believable. It just takes away from the song. I don't want to listen to Gene talk about Cold Gin. And that riff, though, everybody's stolen that riff, a million songs in rock and roll afterwards.
Yeah.
Tom, can I jump on something before that, though?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Something that Tom gives me shit for, I really like.
I skipped it. I couldn't even talk about it so bad.
What is the first thing he writes in capital letters about the one before it?
Stand, look over your shoulder.
Am I doing that? Do it in that fucking.
Look over your shoulder.
Look over your shoulder.
No, it's when you need someone.
When you need me.
Oh my God.
Whatever.
Brutal.
I love it. I love the back and forth. I love the lyrics. It would be a nicer song if, it's just Kiss and you don't really think of them as their friendship and they got their, but it works. I love them going back and forth. And I think Tommy's outro on it is fucking fantastic. The guitar on it is great.
All right.
So that's me.
Decibel Geek, as much as I don't like anything on those two records, Decibel Geek made this song worse for me when they pointed out the look over your shoulder part. And I'm like, because I think prior to that, I was like, well, that song's okay. And then I'm like, oh my God, this song is really bad. Jesus.
And it got 2 signature Kiss things in it. It's got the Paul, ooh. And it's got the Gene, oh yeah, like before they start singing. The 2 of them both do that. You'll find it. You pick up on it, especially live. They do it. Yep. Tom, what do you got next, buddy?
But real quick on the thing you just said. I'm sorry, Zeus. But you just said you touched on something that I think is probably my biggest criticism of the diehard fans. It's like, well, it's got the signature thing. It's like, fuck that. You know what, man? When I bought Love Gun because Love Gun was a fucking kick-ass record. I didn't go, hey, this kind of sounds like what I liked on this other thing. No, man. And no great music is ever like that. It's like, just make sure you have a 4/4 beat. Make sure the drum plays behind the beat. It's like, no, I want a great fucking kick-ass tune that makes me fucking go, yes, I'm going to fucking jerk off to something tonight. You know, it's like, and to me, so many Kiss fans, they like defend Monster and Sonic Boom, and of course I'm talking about Mark Cicchini, where they're like, you know, I don't see why Kiss fans have a problem with this. It's got everything you want. It sounds like it's like, oh my God, how about they just write a song because it's good?
Well said. I like it.
It's not a goddamn puzzle piece. It actually is, but
yeah, sabermetrics for rock and roll.
There you go. Rant over.
I'm going to jump up to 151 because I love this song is so underrated and the song is so kick-ass and you describe it great. I confess some Carnival of Souls, an out-of-the-box song from an out-of-the-box album. The laid-back verse going into the violent chorus is killer. What a great way to describe that song. I love that song. I know, Zeus, we haven't reviewed the album yet. We'll eventually get to it, but I just wanted to point out that, you know, I personally love that song. Ranked a little too low for me, but I know it's Carnival, but great description there. And I'm going to do one more and then pass it back to Zeus. You have Love 'Em, Leave 'Em at 148. And you said it's best to start side 2 by dropping the needle into track 2. Wow. You know what? I think Zeus and I love that song maybe a little bit more than we should love it because of the video that we always see on Extreme Close-Up. Yeah, but Bakko, go ahead. Love 'Em, Leave 'Em. Not a fan, apparently.
No, I mean, I liked it a lot more when I was younger. And Rock and Roll Over is one of my favorite Kiss records. Like, it's number 2 on my list. But
yep.
This one would be the one track I would get rid of. And that's saying something because Baby Driver's on this record.
Zeus, go ahead, buddy.
I'm not touching it. 149. You make a point that me and Tom say, Good Girl Gone Bad. I don't care what Paul says. Gene's songs from the 80s hold up better than a lot of the Star Childs. We say that all the time.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Paul's
I just
songs,
like that. Not so much about the song, but I agree with the sentiments, though.
Okay, Paul has, like, you know, the Lick It Up, the Heaven on Fire and stuff like that, but even like the following songs that are kind of hits kind of underwhelm at times, like, well, Who Wants to Be Lonely I've already touched on, but I even think what's the shit, I'm blanking here, the lead single off of Asylum,
Tears Are Falling.
Tears Are Falling is kind of a plotter.
Yep.
And Gene's songs kind of punch through on that record, and especially on Crazy Nights. But yeah, and he gets so much shit for one line on Animalized, Log in the Fireplace. He has used Let Your Backbone Slip on at least 94 other songs.
We talked about that on Monster.
And I'm like thinking, like, you talk about that now. And I'm like thinking of poor Shannon Tweed, who's like in her 60s. Like, I don't want her back. It's going to hurt her hip. She's so old. Like, be careful.
Yep.
Think about Gene Simmons in his 70s banging 60-year-old fucking Shannon Tweed. It's not very attractive. But that's just me. Let me jump into a couple. I'm going to skip a little bit here, Tom.
Go ahead.
I want to get to 128. You wanted the best.
Oh,
this isn't really a good song, but it's fun as hell, which is how I talked about it on Psycho Circus. But plus it's the only song to feature each member on lead vocals. And it's not your place.
Oh, God.
the worst Kiss fucking vocal performance I've ever heard. That fucking Ace line. Oh my God.
It's just so corny and just garbage.
I just like the four people singing. That's why it's sentimental for me. And obviously you picked up on it. That's why you probably moved it up a big chunk, because you'd probably, without the four of them, you'd probably be way back. That's all.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tom, anything you want to jump before? Because I know I jumped a little bit there.
No. I got one a couple spaces up from you wanted the best, but go ahead.
No, take it, please. You're up.
Okay. So you love Rock and Roll Over. We all love Rock and Roll Over. And one of my favorite songs, Ladies Room. Now I know it's at 124, but I'm surprised to see it's on a live 2. It's kind of a classic. Like, that's low for a song like that off of Rock and Roll Over. And I like how you said meet you in the ladies' room with 2 different spellings and versions of meat. I thought that was clever. And I gotta really flip my shit here, because one of the worst Kiss songs in their entire library,
I knew you were going to go here, Tom,
is ranked higher than Ladies' Room, and it is We Are One. And you say, this is a good song. As much as Paul likes to muse about what a focused Ace could accomplish, imagine what a focused Gene could accomplish as a songwriter. My Lord. Come on, Bakko, love you, buddy. We Are One is just, it's just, that song should be set on fire and pissed on to put out. It's so bad.
I didn't realize until, I don't know, fairly recently, probably since the podcast started, that Psycho Circus was hated as much as it is. I like that record almost front to back, with the exception of the Peter ballad. But I like the song, so go fuck yourself, Tom.
No, that's why you're here. That's why you're here, so we can tell each other to go fuck ourselves and laugh about it. Yeah. And then 2 spots up. I feel like Zeus helped you write this list, because then 2 spots up you have Cadillac Dreams.
Yeah, good tune.
What is going on here? I mean, now I like the transition of the list, because I see a lot of albums kind of lumped together. This page here, there's a lot of you got a lot of Hot in the Shade kind of clumped together. You got Cadillac Dreams, you got King of Hearts, you got Love's a Slap in the Face. And then one thing I want to talk about, and then I'll throw it back into Zeus. You take a really brave stance, and I'm not going to completely disagree with you, because I think I'm on an island for how much I love Every Time I Look at You. You have it ranked 1 spot higher than Forever. And you say, as good as Forever was, this is better.
Absolutely.
Sadly, by the time Revenge was released, the power ballad was going to be a hard sell. Mm-hmm. I got to tell you, Bakko, this is why I love having you on and talking Kiss. I don't know many people. A lot of people say that's like a throwaway on Revenge. I think that is a standout as far as Kiss ballads go. I mean, Forever is iconic because it was a hit. It's got one of my favorite Bruce solos with that acoustic guitar. But I'm with you on that. I think Every Time I Look at You is fantastic. I think it takes an unfair beating.
Right on.
Yeah, the song sucks. No, no, just kidding. But here's my point with this was Paul still fucking pissed off that he didn't get a bigger hit than fucking Beth. And that's when he tried. Forever went just 1 spot below Beth. All right, I'm going to fucking get it with the next one.
Yep.
And it didn't do it. And then he throws it on Unplug. Now the Unplug version will be a big hit. No, it wasn't. Oh, well.
He wrote a great song to do it, but yeah, I mean, read the room, Paul. This was never good. If that was really the motivation, then he probably shouldn't have even started. Look what's happening in the world. You're not going to have a power ballad unless you become Firehouse, I guess. I mean, I think they had a
true.
Yeah, no, you got a point.
Zeus, go ahead, buddy. Jump in.
I'm going to skip to 105 tomorrow and tonight. Again, you've mentioned it in your list a couple of times about Paul trying to get an anthem on Rock and Roll All Night, because that's another thing. Like, I'm going to fucking get a bigger anthem than Gene singing Rock and Roll All Night. That's pissing him off that he can't fucking get it. And then, this is a song and one I wish it hadn't been forgotten by the band live. Exactly, buddy. I fucking wish they played this thing live. It's great. And it's got one of the best intros. Tommy, how's it go? Ow! You've done better than that.
In my head, I'm thinking the guitar like
No, we're mocking something. We're not talking about positive things.
Yeah, no, I know what you're going for. Yeah, no,
we're going for the stupid shit.
I got the reference. I just
go ahead.
No, I got the reference. Is all I was saying.
Tom, what do you got next? Because I was going to skip ahead a lot further, but if you have anything coming up after that,
just real quick, you have great expectations, way too fucking high, dude. 102. And then I like how you say a touching song about women watching Gene on stage and wondering what else he can do with this finger, tongue, and other body parts.
Exactly.
Terrible
song.
It's a
touching song.
Terrible song.
You're a terrible song, Tom.
Good one.
Thank
Zeus, go ahead, buddy. Keep going.
86 and 85, Under the Rose, See Only You. 85, Only You. Under the Rose and Only You are companion track from Music from the Elder. Two great tunes from a record the band should embrace. I like both those tunes, and I want to just bring attention to them.
I love how you're embracing two very controversial and polarizing albums, Carnival of Souls and The Elder. I like them both. And I think I like them both because a lot of people hate them. I don't know, but I do like them. And these are two good songs. I agree.
Well, fuck? Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. As far as The Elder, I mean, this is, Kiss in my main zone, getting to know these guys. Yep. So to me, when they did this record, I didn't have that shock that maybe somebody who got into them with Kiss Alive would be. Dynasty was my first, new release by them, and I'd already had the solo albums where it's pretty much all over the place, especially between Peter and Gene's records. And then you get like Dynasty kind of disco, and then you get the pop album. So I'm like, well, they know what the hell they're doing. And I love the record. I had no idea, as I was too young to really put it together, but the sequence the track sequencing didn't make any sense on the initial release.
Yep.
So I love the CD remaster and of course the vinyl remaster, which has it in the right order. But anyway, I think the whole record's great, other than Dark Light, which pisses off a lot of people. But yeah.
Wow. Zeus, keep going, buddy. What do you got?
Well, it's Sodom and Gomorrah. But anyways, what the fuck are you doing with Gimme More at 82?
So bad.
Too high, right?
Oh my God, that's fucking
way too high. Way too high.
But everything is saved because I can't believe you have this high. I would have it higher, but nobody likes this other than me. 75, You're All That I Want. Another killer unmasked track. If that album had one of those timeless monster tracks, this album would be ranked up there with Destroyer. I fucking love that song. I don't know what it is. It's just nostalgic. And then I heard the demo on the box set. It brings another element of it. Gene doesn't do love songs. That is the closest to a fucking love song since We Are One. Whatever that fucking, not since, but that's the only other one I can really think of Gene that doesn't sound like fucking Queen Bee, King Bee in your hornet's nest. I just love that tune. I'm always curious. Did he just write it? Or was he really in love with somebody at one point back then?
There's that. It's not in that book that breaks down each song where Desmond Child.
To the point where, point where he's saying,
he doesn't really explain it.
I wrote it for Diana Ross I was dating there, or Cher, But I just fucking love that tune. I think it's beautiful. And then
I think Unmasked has aged very well.
I love it.
It is some of the best songwriting that they have on there, and one of the songs they didn't write is one of the best openers they've ever had. You like it?
Is that
does
you?
The ow count for you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but you did it way too manly, though.
Oh, sorry.
You gotta effeminate that fucking ow a little more to make it.
It's hard to lisp while you ow.
Ow. Ow. We're gonna get in trouble. Tom, anything you want to hit before I move on?
Yeah, just right before You're All That I Want. I'm surprised you have Lover All I Can at 76. It's okay. It's not horrible ranking, but most or me. I mean, I put that up there in my probably top 5 or 6 Kiss songs of all time.
Oh, really?
I'm surprised you have it that low. And 76 is still good. I mean, we talk about a huge library.
Right.
Great riff. I just thought that was interesting. And then I like it how a couple spots up, you have Prisoner of Love, and you say, how the hell did I rank this song? I'm glad that you asked yourself the question too. I'm going to be honest with you. I like it, but having it 73 is fucking crazy.
Well, that just shows how committed I am to the original list. I made the list in an Excel file, and then I had to copy it over and actually start writing commentary on it. And then when I got there, I was like, how the hell did this end up here? Fucking leaving it.
Yep. Zeus, go ahead, buddy.
64, I got to touch it because,
I was going to do
Rock
it too.
All Night. I know this is going to raise a few eyebrows. I get that it's a classic, but come on. Seriously, I can't listen to it anymore. We get it. And I find myself leaning towards the non-live, the studio version, because it's just less played.
Yeah.
And it's just something a little bit different.
It's also less good, but
it gets to a point. Like you're so tired of something, you want something just because you haven't listened to it as much, which, if you go to the list, there's so much fatigue factor in all these songs that it skews. If you go by when you first heard a song to now in our Kiss life, where we are now, a lot of this would be completely different. But I do got to touch on something here. You say, is that my favorite opener to a Kiss album, number 62. Are you fucking shitting me?
That's a ballsy comment. Defend it.
Possibly. It's a great opener. I think I touched on it just a minute ago, but off the top of my head, since the number one song on the list is an opener, that probably has to be my favorite Kiss opener, right? It's almost like I'm contradicting myself here, but
it happens.
Yeah, the opening to Kiss Alive is probably the greatest opening to a rock and roll album of all time. Nice. But this would be number 2.
Okay. All right. Okay.
No, really? I think I just love the way this actually punches through. Like I've always got it like bam, dun, 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 and I just get fired up every time I hear this. So that's why I said that. And I love it too. I don't know. There's what you want to hammer down. What you got, Strutter? I like it better than that. I'm just talking about the way it opens a record. I'm not saying these are better. It's a better song,
right?
But I just love the way the album goes, fucking in your face, bam. So that's what I'm getting at.
Okay, so you're not saying of all the opening tracks there are.
Well, there's plenty of opening tracks better further up on the list. But
I Stole Your Love you don't like Unholy, I think.
No, are you kidding? I think Unholy is in the top 20 for sure.
Oh, okay. Then why am I thinking of Unholy? You don't like it.
Well, you also thought that I had what was the dumb song I had?
No. You know what it is? Somebody we were reading earlier tonight was bitching about Unholy not being a Kiss song.
I was like, that's crazy.
What the fuck is that?
No, it's the way the record starts is all I was saying there. Yeah, no, this is not the best opening track to have.
Detroit Rock City, too. That's the other one I would probably say. But that's what stood out for me that you said it's your favorite opener. I love that you wrote number 60, Sweet Pain. Gene having an orgasm at the beginning of the song wasn't necessary, but this is a killer tune. Fucking love that track. Love that. It's better than fucking Almost Human when he's taking a shit.
Oh yeah, Almost Human. He's taking a shit. Sweet Pain. He's having an orgasm. You're right. He's performing all bodily functions on these albums.
Oh my God.
I can't believe you have 56 Dance All Over Your Face.
Great song.
I think I was the one who explained to Jericho. Yeah, he's fucking jerking off in your face. Like what? He's like, huh? But yeah, it's the dirtiest song title they've ever had. What are you talking about?
So I got to jump in here. 2 spots before that at number 58.
I wasn't going to touch it. Go ahead.
You have I Will Be There off Carnival of Souls.
Oh yeah, man.
Bakko. Dude,
this
come on,
might be the last great Paul vocal. Are you kidding me? Like when he hits that after the solo.
End.
I'll be there. Wanna be there. Oh my God, it is killer.
Okay, his vocal performance his vocal performance is good. The song is horrible.
You're talking about it like it's Brandon by Motley Crue. I mean, it's
close. It's close.
Is not close enough.
It's close. Oh God! All right, but see, now we're into the 50s here. So now we're getting into the meat and potatoes of some Kiss stuff. Zeus, is there anything else you wanted to? I was going to jump in, but go ahead.
I was going to jump into the 40s if you, Tom, unless you wanted something in the 50s.
Nope. Go ahead. That's 40s. Fine.
So I was going to jump to 41. Gene and Paul didn't split vocals enough. Can't say it enough. I had to jump on that. I love It's a great tune. And then 40. All Hell's Breaking Loose. Paul invented rap metal. Prove me wrong.
That's awesome.
I don't know.
A great one.
Have you ever considered that? I haven't done the whole wait a minute. When did that come out? 83. Who else was that? What's that metal? What's that kind of metal song Run DMC did?
It's Tricky.
No.
Walk This Way with Aerosmith. King of Rock.
King of Rock. That would have been 84, 85. And let's even talk about when rap began for it even to be that way. Sugar Hill Gang is what, like 82?
No, that was in the 70s. That was in the late. That was in the late 70s.
Yeah. 70s. Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking Cool Mo D and the fucking what are they? Treacherous 3. Who else was around back then?
The Treacherous 3. Curtis Blow.
Who were the other ones? There was like a group of them. Wasn't there a band that would call them?
Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five?
Yeah, there you go.
I assumed rap was invented the first time I heard it. That would have been 82.
You're thinking of Run DMC. No. There was a few people before that. But
Run DMC, I think their first record was 84 or 85. But
yeah, their first one was. And then King of Rock came on after that. Yeah.
But I'm thinking, that's the one that I can think of like a rock guitar in, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Harry Hustler comes up to me one day.
Dude, I am cool. I'm the breeze.
I am the breeze.
I love that line, man.
It's awesome.
I don't know why it's not used in more movies. I don't know. It should be. You have a song that Tommy hates with all his fucking might. 39. Journey of 1,000 Years. I like that song.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my God, Tom. Can you guys... I need everybody to hold on a second. I have to unfriend him real quick.
Dude, this song goes This song goes nowhere. It keeps building and building and building until it goes nowhere.
Are you kidding? It ends with the beginning of the record.
Oh God Almighty!
Oh my God! You know what your problem is, Tom? Is that
what is it?
You're just not you just don't have the ability to. You can't grasp it.
I like this. We actually have angry people on our show. I love this. But can I back up a little bit more so I can get even more angry with you? You have Rockin' in the USA at 49, and you said you said by 1978, Gene and his dick were world travelers. Dude, that song is horrible. That's not even a Kiss song, really. Come on. You have God. Journey of 1,000. No. I know he wrote
the other one. What's the fucking Dave Clark fucking?
No. I know it's a Kiss song. I mean, it doesn't sound. I know Dave Clark. Any way you want, it's a cover. No, I know it's a Kiss song.
My mind was.
I know it's a Kiss song.
God damn it! But now we're getting
1,000 Years is a brilliant tune. It really is. It is just magnificent. And the way that it crescendos into that opening to Psycho Circus, actually, it was just beautifully produced by Bruce Fairbairn.
Well, I'll give you credit, but Bakko. I'll give you credit, Bakko. At the end of your comments, you said the song is great and Psycho Circus is a good record. Fight me. So at least you're aware that your opinion is horrible.
Fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, I got to jump on this because you're so right. You know, obviously, Mr. Speed is there. Was being a quick lover, something Paul that something women looked for in 1976. It is one of those best riffs, and the demo's better, but that's just me because I love Bruce's Bob Kulick's extra guitar work on that. Yep. King of the Nighttime World, I agree, almost needs to be played in conjunction with Detroit Rock City at number 33.
Great tune, though.
Absolutely. What the fuck is Psycho Circus doing this high? Why is it going to say that? Not like 200 and something?
Why? I think you hate that song. I think you have an irrational hatred for that song because you think Paul is trying to make us like it.
Yes,
but it's not a bad. It's not the chorus.
On only being on the show today, I'm going to agree with you because I just heard you talk about it. It's a really, I agree with what you said, Zeus. Paul's wrong. This is not a Kiss classic, but it's still a fucking tune. And kind of like Lick It Up and Heaven's on Fire, not that good live.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I agree. It's terrible. It's terrible live.
Now with the makeup, it doesn't work. I like Lick It Up. I mean, live, Heaven's on Fire does not work.
You want to hear a quick impersonation of Gene Simmons doing Lick It Up?
Oh, God.
Live, I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Ready? Lick it up. Lick it up. Oh.
God.
Thank you, Yoda. What the hell was that?
Yoda says lick it up. Especially listen to Animalized live uncensored. Lick it up. Lick it up.
I know you can hear that. It's terrible.
It's like fucking his bass, like humping it and shit.
Oh yeah,
he loves doing that.
Talking about wigs.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Tom, what do you got next? You want to jump on anything?
Yeah, so we're getting into the sweet spot here because we're in like the top 30, top 25. I'm surprised. We did a poll last week, and I was on a fucking island here. I got bludgeoned by people because I personally think that Magic Touch might be, in my opinion, and I love Dynasty, Mount Rushmore Kiss album for me. I think Magic Touch might be the weakest song on that album for me personally. And I know I'm on an island. Now I've heard him do, like you said, when Paul played this on the Live to Win tour, I may have sprouted wood. You're right. That version is awesome. And maybe, I don't know what it is. I think the Dynasty version, I just think it kind of like plods along during the verses and stuff. It's not, his vocals are good. 25, a little too high for me. And then I know you like Hello Hallelujah, but a top 20 Kiss song, Bakko?
Love it. I love that. That's damn. I like it.
That's bold. You got All American Man, The Oath, Christine 16 right behind it. That right there is enough for me to disconnect this Skype call right now, but I won't.
22, The Oath. The falsetto feels unnecessary. Yes, but what a guitar riff. Excellent.
Absolutely.
Well said, my friend.
Great song.
What if they didn't do that without the falsetto? I mean, I think it would still be killer, man.
That song's amazing.
And Paul's falsetto is actually very good. I think it's unnecessary.
Yeah. You mean like on the song where all of a sudden Paul thinks he's fucking bebopping to Elvis? I don't need no money.
Oh, brutal.
Oh, I love that.
Like, what the fuck is that all of a sudden?
Brutal.
What's wrong with that, man? Just kind of falling back. You're too narrow, Zeus. You're too narrow, man.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
All right. Let's get into the top 20 here, Tom.
Yes. Yep.
All right. So I'm trying to see. He's got. Let's just count down the list, and if we have a good comment, we'll go through it.
I was just going to say, 20, go ahead.
You have Hello Hallelujah. We just said Domino. This should have been the second single on Revenge. It was a single.
Right. Great song.
But the reason it wasn't number 2 is because of the whole Paul Stanley ego thing.
Oh yeah, there was no way they were going to release 2 Gene singles back to back. Yeah,
no, that ain't happening.
I mean, you realize the amount of PR or not PR, like the ego stroking it took just to get Paul to agree to Gene having the first song on a record. I think out of what have they got? 20 studio records, 18 or 19 of them all open with a Paul tune.
Correct.
And Gene having his first single since I Love It Loud. Yep. It's like, the non-makeup era. It's just, oh man.
No,
yeah, agreed. Yep.
You don't get 2 in a row.
Unholy. Gene's first single in a decade crush. The only thing this lacks is Eric Carr's drumming, but it's not as if they had a choice there. Yeah, sadly, you're right. 17, Love Gun. Paul said he wrote this on wrote this in his mind on a flight. I believe him. Sometimes greatness comes easily. Oh, and Love Gun is his dick. Yeah. The thing with Love Gun, that's another one that just I can't see me ever putting it that high because I'm so fatigued with it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, and they play it. It's in every concert set list. So you've been beaten over the head with it live and the CD. So it's. I mean, I love it because Love Gun's my favorite album. But I hear what you're saying. It's fatigue.
I'll explain it a little bit this way. I've played both Rock and Roll Night and Love Gun in bands, and I never get tired of. This is always fun. Where Rock and Roll Night kind of it kind of wore on me. if I'm actually just stepping outside of being a Kiss fan, Rock and Roll Night is probably a more timeless classic tune than Love Gun.
Oh, but, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Yeah. Heaven's on Fire, not a song they pull off live, but the student recording is one of the best tracks. We just did an episode like that with our good buddy Joey Casada, where we said Heaven's on Fire is a song that's better studio than live. Absolutely.
That's basically the entire 80s stuff, though.
And
a lot of it,
It Up, we had the same thing. I think we were on the opposite end. One of us had it better live, and the other one had it better studio.
Oh, that's because
number 15.
Yeah, because Lick It Up, I think the studio version absolutely blows. I hate the song. The only live version I like when they play it live now. When they play it live now, it's terrible. The version I like live is the version on a Live 3. I think that version sounds awesome.
Fair enough.
I mean, I love Lick It Up. It's Lick It Up, the title track and Gimme More are probably the two worst songs on the album. But then after that, we go to Do You Love Me? How did this not end up on a Live 2? I totally agree with you. The song should be on there. Song's amazing. You have 100,000 Years at number 13, way too high. The Alive version should be required.
High.
That is true. The Alive version should be required learning in school. Yes, 100,000 Years live is better than the studio. Number 12, Watching You, ditto. You say the same thing. 11, God of Thunder. Now, this is a song that comes off better live. Every lineup I've seen play it, killed it. And the Paul demo is really cool, too. I love that you give props to the Paul demo because I think it's fun. I think it's interesting. I mean, some people laugh at it. And
it's so different, but you feel that gusto and that soul.
Exactly.
Off when Bob gave it to Gene.
Yep, exactly. I was surprised. I was surprised they threw that on the box set. Paul, but then again, Paul was like, "No, we got to play. Listen to what I started like doing. God of Thunder."
Yeah.
I was saying I've never heard a version of this song that I haven't liked.
Agreed.
Even the fucking country version they fooling around with Unplugged sounded pretty cool.
Right.
But anytime I've heard a cover band do it, I'm like, that's pretty cool. And there's just nothing better with Gene being on top, bloody, and then fucking dun, 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 at a concert and fucking like lightning bolts going off and he's up top there in his hand. It's just badass. It's just, what can you say?
Fuck yeah.
Top 10. Here we go.
Got to Choose, number 10. Say what you want about early Kiss's songwriting. They had a way of making the simple sound awesome. I love your top 10. I don't like Got to Choose being in the top 10. It's a good song. I know Hotter Than Hell's your album. I know Zeus, Hotter Than Hell's your album. But that's okay.
Zeus, nothing.
Zeus,
you're being too politically correct. Tell us how you really feel, you jerk.
I like the song. I actually like the unplugged version.
Hell yeah.
The unplugged version is really, really good.
That's easily my favorite unplugged record, and I don't mean that as a Kiss fan.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. It sounds so good.
Yep.
Yeah, this would be in the hundreds for me. There's nothing in your top 10 that I don't like, but this is Kiss. They're my favorite band, so I love all these songs. So, but there's nothing I don't like. I'm like, what the fuck is this doing? And yes, we were joking with fucking having, what did we say? You had Shandy in your top 10 or something? But,
no, Boomerang. Boomerang.
Yeah. But anyways, number 9. Good. Number 9, Calling Dr. Love, a more lyrically acceptable song of the Christine 16 ilk. The original studio version is great. Avoid the double platinum in Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits remix. Agreed. I always get I have an issue. Like, what the fuck? Why did they change it up every time? I'm always wondering. And then when you get other compilations, I'm like, which version of this did they put on that compilation?
We haven't covered it yet, but when we do, they fucked up every song on Smashes, Thrashes, and Hits. That's just a shit show of a fucking recording. We'll get to that, but number 8. Zeus ain't gonna be happy about this. I'm not actually happy about this. It's hard to complain about a song being ranked 8th, but Black Diamond. Oh boy, Zeus is gonna love these comments. When I heard the orchestral arrangement for this by Yoshiki on the Kiss My Ass record, I damn near cried. This is what rock and roll sounds like. I love the Kiss My Ass album. I don't mind the Yoshiki orchestral version of it, but whatever. Black Diamond is Black Diamond. I'm not going to fight you for having it number 8. Maybe it should be a little bit higher, maybe number 1, but number 8 is that's
I would
doable.
like to say something. When you read it back, that's not written very well. I'm actually separating the two things. The Yoshiki thing, yeah, I damn near cried there. When I switched to like, this is what rock and roll sounds like, I'm going back to Kiss.
Oh yeah, no, I get.
Okay.
I assume that. I assume that you didn't mean that. Yes, I got you. But thank you for clarifying.
You understand that Yoshiki and that fucking Kiss My Ass fucking song and his rendition of it has been a punchline throughout this podcast for me.
For you.
I know that, but you're also, not somebody who likes a lot of things that I like. So I don't know. I mean,
are you kidding me? Half of them, I got more in common with you on this list than you have with Tom.
I wish I had a better cheap shot that wasn't relying on something I already had, but yeah, whatever.
Number 7. Then you got number 7. I Stole Your Love. Proper use of the word stole by our favorite star child. Yeah, I'm not going to argue here because the rest of your list is pretty awesome, except for one that stands out like a sore thumb. Ugh.
What's at 6? You're one of your favorites, Tom.
Number 6 is probably my number 1. Come On and Love Me. Then you write, she's a dancer, a romancer. I'm a Capricorn and she's a Cancer. That one lyric alone should have gotten them in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on the first ballot.
Fuck
Beautiful. Yeah. Great way. And here's my sticking point.
I knew this was going to come. Go ahead.
Dude, this fucking song at number 5, Let Me Go Rock and Roll, is so bad. I'll give you credit. You at least said the Alive version is superior. It absolutely is. But that's like saying this fart doesn't smell as bad as the one I did 5 minutes ago, but it still smells. That's pretty much how you describe it. Let Me Go Rock and Roll. It does not belong in your top 5.
The problem is, Tom, is that you're one of those guys who thinks Gene Simmons is a marketing genius. He's a marketing genius if you want to sell a lunchbox with a Kiss logo on it. Get your head out of your ass. He sucks. He's stupid, and this song is great. I don't know what the hell I was trying to combine there.
I don't know either, but I do have a Kiss lunchbox, so what does that make me?
I got like 5 of them, so yeah.
Nerds.
Zeus, you want to route you nerds? Meanwhile, we're nerds. Meanwhile, look behind Zeus. He has fucking stuffed animals sitting on a stack of books.
Loser.
Are you kidding me? That's the Wonder Pets.
I know.
It is serious.
It is serious. Wonder Pets. All right, Zeus, round it out for us.
All right. Number 4, Rock Bottom, Girl, You Gotta Treat Me Good. Again, like this list, I don't really have a problem. This is why we love Kiss and Kiss list. Everyone can have their favorite. There's nothing really out of the ordinary. I might like something better than you.
It's in quotations. You can't say, "Girl, you gotta treat me good." That's how you fucking sell
If I sing like you, I shouldn't be singing that. But that's okay.
I love Rock Bottom. I love this song.
Now, number 3. I can't believe you have it this high, and that's a good thing.
Yep.
It was probably 20 years after hearing this for the first time I found this song was about butt sex, which makes it better somehow. I went with the theory that I bet you, I'm like, I don't even know if Gene was writing it about anal sex. I think he says it now to sound like he's cooler, that he was writing it back
it seems
then. Pretty
clear once they tell you what it's about. It's like, yeah, that is about butt sex.
I don't know. But anyways, the song is fantastic.
Another great unplugged version, by the way.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, agreed.
Yeah, I fucking Eric Singer singing part of it. Just
that ruins it. Yeah,
the live version. I thought this song was so good when I got back into Kiss. I'm like, oh wow, where did they get this classic rock and roll song? Whose song did they cover? I'm like, that's them. They came up with that. That's a classic rock and roll. And same thing with Let Me Go Rock and Roll. Same. Both of them.
That thing is timeless.
Oh my God, it's fantastic. And then your top 2, who's going to complain? Detroit Rock City. Bob Ezrin really knew how to shape a Kiss record. Such a cool track. Can't say that really. I mean, what can you say about Detroit Rock City, man?
And he was a big architect in the songwriting, the structure of this thing. So, my Lord, what a killer tune.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Number 1, Tom, want to take it?
Number 1, Deuce. If I'm picking the opening track on a Kiss set list, it's this. As much as Gene openly talks about where he takes ideas from, in the early years, he brought a uniqueness to the songs that can't be replaced. This song has more energy, fire, and bombast than most of their catalog combined. When they are firing on all cylinders, no Kiss song kicks your ass like Deuce. Well said. And it's interesting because Deuce and Detroit Rock City, you're 1 and 2. Those were the 2 songs that played in the championship of our Makeup Madness 64 song tournament bracket. So like Zeus said, who's going to argue with Deuce and Detroit Rock City as just all-time legends? And you're right. The open, I mean, you're right. And those are both the openers, the opener on a live 1, the opener on a live 2. Kiss is
opener on most of their tours, honestly.
Yep. I love Detroit Rock City live. It's like 1A, 1B. I personally prefer Deuce as an opener. That doesn't mean I don't love Detroit Rock City as an opener, but something about that opening guitar and then seeing that curtain drop as the band kicks in with Deuce is just mind blowing. Love it.
And when I was younger, when I first got into Kiss, it was the exact opposite. To me, it was like, it always has to be Detroit Rock City. But as I got older and I started like, man, Deuce just is such a, man, it's just a different song. And it's so unique. And there's nothing that really sounds like, as much as Gene stole it from the Rolling Stones song Bitch, I think he says.
Bitch,
yep. I mean, he stole it the right way. He made it his own. You know what I mean? He's a genius. So.
And I always like to say that lyric is one of those, Chuck Berry fucking roll over Beethoven, like rock and roll is here. Same thing with Gene Simmons and Kiss is here. Get up and get your grandma out of here. These guys are fucking it. Right? Yep. That's how I look at it. It's like,
I'm home. To put it nowadays, it's like, I'm home. The TV remote gets put in my fucking palm, and you all get the fuck out of here because I'm going to watch. In the words of Zeus, I'm going to watch the Boston Bruins lose the Missile Wild.
Oh, wow. That's a Zeus impersonation?
When did I get a fucking stroke?
It's spot on.
How was that?
Spot on.
Well, that's what happens. He's from a Minnesota guy.
Craft fucking impression.
Oh, yeah. I'm fucking Zeus, eh? Yeah.
That's like
a Minnesota guy trying to do a Boston accent. Oh, God.
Hey, if you want to know where you can park your car, I can tell you anytime now, eh?
Oh, here we go.
That's what it sounds like.
Here we go.
I can't say no. I think Deuce, you can't complain. That's one of those things about Kiss that you can simply say everyone's got their own favorite song. How can you complain? Who's gonna fucking bitch?
Yeah, has any Kiss fan ever said Deuce sucks?
If they have, I've never met him because that you just can't say that. It's just certain things. Certain things you can't say.
One thing I wanted to add is that when Kiss opens, I like Detroit Rock City opening because I can picture them opening with that, going right into King of the Nighttime World, and Deuce works as the third song. And Detroit City just doesn't work anywhere else, in my opinion. But Deuce works as the third song, and then they do their little fucking dance move, and then that's when Paul fucking takes over the mic and starts doing, master of ceremonies. All right, and he can talk right after Deuce, because it's a great way to be like, if you go Detroit Rock City, King of the Nighttime World, and then fucking Deuce, holy shit, you're in for a fucking ride.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah. And then, all right, Love Gun.
It's true. It's true.
We're going to play a song off of Double Platinum. Love Gun.
Play Strutter 78, my favorite version of Strutter, maybe. I know I'm on an island when I say that, but that's okay. Disco Strutter, baby.
Listen, Bakko, list, what an undertaking. Great job. I wish, and maybe wink, wink, something to do with the solos, maybe the solo album ranking of songs coming up. I would love to have that. We'll have you back on doing that as well. Great list. What an undertaking. And, we all wish to aspire to some brilliance into exactly not just listing them, but add such great things about this is Paul's dick. So,
yeah.
No, Bakko, this is great. Thanks for coming on and sharing the list with us. And, like Zeus said, big undertaking. And like you said, you didn't just do a ranking. It was, you had some fun stuff there with some of the commentary. It was, that was awesome.
Yeah.
First of all, you gave me an idea for Christmas in July 2021, the solo album rankings. So I'll start getting to work on that probably after Thanksgiving dinner. And
Peter number one. Go ahead.
Peter number one.
God. Probably not.
You know what, Zeus? That's a great record.
Thank you.
I like it too.
Record, not a Kiss record.
And I like his. I actually really enjoy everything he did up until his last solo album. So
yeah, I'm with you on it.
The Chris record, the two Casablanca ones. So, but
he's like a beaten wife because of Paul. Paul is just fucking beaten poor. Like Paul, it's a funny thing. We talk about this on our show is that Paul, like for instance, in that last awful book he wrote, talking about how you need to behave and follow my example of letting things go and just moving on and being positive in your life. But let me tell you a quick Chris story. Peter Chris sucks. And
exactly.
And he's a fucking loser. But let's keep everything positive. And by the way, that's your Kiss part of the book. Like,
I loved Paul's book. Actually, I love both Paul's and Peter's books are kind of like opposite ends of a teeter-totter, where they're like they're trying to be something they're not, but they constantly expose the underbelly of who they are. It's almost like they're running for re-election of the Republican Party right now.
Yeah.
But hey, to switch it back and actually say something nice. Thank you guys very much. Of course, I'm super fans of your guys' show. You guys are great.
No, we're not leaving yet, buddy. We still got a couple quick.
Oh, boom! You said some nice things about me. I thought it was winding down. So
no, we're not done just yet.
Fucking with you, but we always do a question. So you have a good question that we can have Bakko answer with us.
Yeah. So this could take a while to answer, but I find it's interesting, and I wanted Bakko on here to have this one. So this is from one of our biggest fans, our buddy named Deuce, coincidentally named after the number one song on Bakko's list. So he says, this is probably more of a discussion, but quickly your thoughts. What if Randy Rhoads had joined Kiss instead of Vinnie Vincent, and Vinnie Vincent had joined Ozzy? Quick hit thoughts from
Vinny with Ozzy would work more than Randy with Kiss.
Actually, with you got to factor in Sharon Osbourne and the whole contract stuff. So no, Vinny would have probably been out pretty quick. Man, this is actually a really good question. I will say this. I think
let's look at it just musically.
Oh, musically, I think Vinny way better for Kiss. Visually, I'll put Randy on there, but no, I think Vinny was every time he did something with Kiss is some of the best stuff he ever did for himself. And I honestly put "Lick It Up" in my top 3 Kiss albums of all time.
Smart man.
8 out of 10. Okay. By the way,
I think it's a good.
I'm sorry, Tom. We were talking over. 8 out of 10 co-writes. Paul and Gene. Eric Carr knows Paul and Gene do not toss out co-writes, so that means he basically did most of the writing. You know what I mean? Or significant.
I'm in agreement, but this gives me an opportunity to throw my Sharon impression out.
Oh, by the way, your Sharon is spot on. I need you to do something for our show.
I was just going to hit it. I was going to say, hey, Vinny, get your fucking ass in here and sign that fucking contract, or you're out on your ass like the rest of those fucking losers we fired. Let's go. Sorry.
That's it.
So,
but I think Randy is so technically skilled. I think in that era of Kiss, if he jumped into Kiss in 80, 81, 82, etc., I think Randy was just so supremely talented he could have done anything. And I think Vinny is supremely talented too. He was just a head case. I think it's an interesting question. I think Vinny would have been better with Ozzy after the Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman records. I think Vinny would have fit in more in the mid 80s Ozzy. I think Randy could have jumped right in with like the Lick It Up, the Animalized stuff. It's a good question because, Vinny's a fucking mess, but technically if he can control himself and if he can put the leash on a little bit with he can play. But when he goes absolutely insane, like fucking Boys Are Gonna Rock, it makes your head split in half, even though I love it.
I think Vinny, not Vinny, Randy, for very different reasons would have, because Randy was thinking about leaving Ozzy because Ozzy was just Ozzy. He just, he liked the music, but he wanted to do other stuff. I think for very different reasons, but also kind of this controlling thing, I think Randy would have bailed on Kiss almost as quick as Vinny did. But I agree with what you said musically. I think Randy would have been a great fit for Kiss, especially for where they were going at the time. But he was already in Ozzy at that point, right? I mean, Ozzy had already done the first 2 records by Creatures.
Right. Yep,
but
exactly.
I still love the comparison of the 2 guitar players. So,
yeah. Zeus, what do you got, buddy? What do you think?
No, I mean, what I was saying is I felt that Vinny would work with Ozzy musically better than Randy with Kiss. I think Randy's too good of a musician to fit with Kiss. Kiss is like, I think Kiss would be like Paul and Gene, like, what are you doing? That is too sophisticated. Tone it down. Like, this is too intelligent. Just like, can you do this riff?
That's a great point because Vinny was actually more of a full songwriter where Randy was like, I write the music, you do the rest.
Yeah. I'm not
sure. Would have been
Probably
an odd fit. Yeah.
Yeah, the guitar playing would fit.
Sorry, Tom. Now I'm with Zeus now. So
that's okay. I love them both. I'm a huge Vinny fan. I'm a huge fan of his era with Kiss, and I love his solo stuff, especially All Systems Go. Way back, Zeus and I did that album review.
You like it better than the debut, huh?
Oh, it's not even close. All Systems. Oh,
there's
absolutely.
So many great tunes on that album.
Oh, Mark Slaughter is kills it on All Systems Go. Those songs are great.
He's great, but the first record's better, and you guys are idiots. So
wow. Okay.
So after we usually answer our question, we usually go to our little plugs, but we'll turn that over to you, my friend. Okay. Tell us where people can find you, your podcast, or anything else you want to tell us about what you do.
Well, if you listen to a podcast on any type of podcast app, you can find us there. Just type in Cobras and Fire. You can go to Google, any search engine, Bing even, type in Cobras and Fire Podcast, and you'll find us. We're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. Just if you go to cobrasandfire.com, you can find a link to all of that stuff. We have a special group, I think both of you guys are members of, on Facebook, Cobras on Fire, which is a private group, but it's more of kind of like actually, it's no different than our show. It's just kind of off-color bullshit. Where people get to interact with us a little bit and kind of share some stuff and honestly give us show ideas. So, do all that good stuff. And if you do happen to check us out, give us a review or share us, that kind of thing. Like on Twitter, we're at Cobras Fire. I'm taking your guys' lead. I'm trying to grow our audience a little bit. I'm going to start a weekly poll because I'm inspired by the two of you.
Nice.
All right.
Nice. We love polls.
Yeah, it turns out that people do too. I just did my first one. We got 4 new followers within 2 days. So
there you go.
I think I'm onto something. Just copying what you guys are doing.
Perfect. You're already better than half of the fucking Rockin' Pod.
Yeah, and you in Cobras and Fire, you already ripped off one Kiss podcast. You might as well rip off another. So.
So we've set this up twice.
Which one did we rip off? I just want to know which one it was.
We've set this up twice for you. You're not going to take any fucking free chances. We just put these softballs out for you. You're not going to hit back Sonny and his crew over there?
Oh, wait.
The light goes off.
I love it.
I hope to God you leave all that in the show. Yeah, Podcast Rock City. Yeah, thank you for all your inspiration.
Oh, man. Good stuff.
Oh, my God. It's good. I think it's because I already knew Sonny outside of that show, and it's like I did that.
Right.
To be honest, when that whole nonsense went down, I gave him some shit, and I forgot that, like, oh, that's right, Sonny's on the show. I probably should fuck with him, too.
Good times. Tommy, what about us? Where can people find us?
So you can always start off with our email address, shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. We read most of them on the air. We respond to them. So reach out to us, comments, feedback, show ideas, whatever. We're on all the social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And we also have a Facebook group, the Shout It Out Loudcasters. Jump in on there for some Kiss talk, all that good stuff. The podcast can be heard everywhere. We're part of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Tons of great shows on that network, and our show can be heard anywhere you can hear a podcast. If there's a certain platform that you're using and you can't find us, then I don't know what the hell platform you're using, but you can let us know, and we're there. And also, you can get some cool Shout It Out Loudcast gear from our buddy Ed over at Click T Shop. Click with a K. He's the guy that designed our cool logo. Ed also specializes in awesome Kiss inspired gear, great logos, and if you're a deep cut Kiss fan like you are, if you're listening to this show and going through all 230,000 songs that we just went through with Bakko and Zeus. Then you'll have a good time with Ed's stuff too. So check us out and check Ed out.
Yeah, we're also part of the Pantheon Podcast Network with our fellow podcast brethren over there. Check some of those guys out. There's some good shows up there. And again, I always like to tell people you can always send us direct messages, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We respond, and especially the email. Again, shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com, shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. Don't forget those 5-star child reviews. And we appreciate those. Helps us people find us and moves us up the food chain so we can get huge guests like this guy, Bakko, on our program. Now, we usually end our show with famous last words. You got any ones for us there, Bakko?
Hold on a second. I was trying to find I'm trying to pick this.
That's
perfect...
fucking great. What a fucking way to end our show.
Oh,
Jesus
my God.
Fucking Christ. I'm going to pull one of those fucking Bill O'Reilly videos.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Zeus, let me set up my joke. Jesus Christ.
Oh, fuck. I ruined it.
Hold on, guys. I was just trying to pick the perfect bonus gift on adamandeve.com. Okay. My famous last words is that earlier today, as we are recording this, a sort of hero of mine, Mac Davis, passed away earlier today.
Know him?
Oh. And
I'm a big Elvis guy. He's a big guy with Elvis too there, Mac Davis. Yep. Country guy.
He wrote a song that I think about every morning when I look in the mirror, and that is, Lord, good Lord, it's hard to be humble. So my famous last words are inspired by that brilliant song, the theme song of my life. And that is, I'm a 6-foot, hot look, all-American man.
Oh, God almighty.
6 foot.
The fact that you drew the line from Mac Davis to all-American man, I got to give you credit for that.
Nice.
Wonderful. Wonderful tribute.
He was in wasn't he in that football movie in the 70s?
North Dallas 40.
North Dallas 40. Great movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tomas.
My plane's delayed, and I'm afraid they're going to keep me waiting here till 9. Then a stewardess in a tight blue dress says, I got the time. Credit to Bakko's top 5 song. Oh, no, sorry. That was Rock Bottom. That was Room Service. I get Dressed to Kill confused because I love the whole album.
Great album.
I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to give up in the fight. Because after the battle is done, all you got left is your pride. Had to pick that right from your list. Had to be my lyric.
Yeah, because the song deserves better. What a great way to bang out this episode.
If you don't play my game, I won't play. Because I'm a fucking big baby. I'm going to walk off the stage.
Frank Sinatra thinks he wrote the best version of My Way. Fuck you, Frank. I got one better.
Oh, God almighty.
Bakko, thank you. Tom, thank you. Kiss Army, thank you.
It's a pleasure, gentlemen. Thank you.
Bakko, thanks so much for joining us. This was a blast, as we thought it would be. A lot of fun. We'll do this again. Thanks, pal.
Thanks for having me on.
Peace out, Girl Scout.